My beloved ones, I look at you and I see a great tension. I see a trembling deep within your being. You are holding your breath, waiting for a judgment that is never going to come. We human beings have slipped into a strange, almost madness-inducing illusion. We move through life as if we are sitting in the final examination hall of the universe. Look at your own face in the mirror. Look at the faces of the people walking on the street. They are terrified. They are walking as if they are on a tightrope, terrified that one wrong answer, one wrong step will doom them forever. This seriousness has become a kind of disease. It is a cancer of the soul. We carry our faces tight, our jaw clenched, our hearts tense, our minds burdened with the weight of imagined responsibilities. You think you are carrying the whole world on your shoulders. You think if you relax for one moment, the whole cosmos will collapse. This is not responsibility, this is ego, this is the height of stupidity. Somewhere without noticing, we begin to believe that existence is a stern authority figure. You have projected your father, your school teacher, your priest into the sky. You believe existence is marking your every move, making notes in a black book, waiting to punish you for the slightest mistake. You live in paranoia, not in love. And how can you live when you are trembling? How can you sing when your throat is choked with fear? If you are ready to drop this fear, if you are ready to exhale this tension right now, I want you to signal it to the universe. Click the like button on this video. Do not do it for the machine. Do it as a gesture that says, I am ready to relax. I am ready to drop the burden. Let this simple action be the beginning of your letting go. But listen to me, life is not an exam. Who told you it is an exam? Who told you there is a syllabus? Who told you there is a pass or fail? Life is a play, a vast cosmic Leela. It is not here to judge you. The trees are not judging you. The ocean is not judging you. The sun does not ask for your credentials before it pours light onto your face. Existence is not a judge. It is a lover. It is here to be enjoyed, tasted, lived. The whole predicament, your whole misery, begins because you take the game as something real, solid, heavy. You have forgotten that it is a game. When you play a game of cards, you play with intensity. Yes, you want to win, you use your intelligence, you are fully there. But deep down, you know it is just cards. If you lose, you do not commit suicide. If you win, you do not become the emperor of the world. You shuffle the deck and you laugh. But in life, you have forgotten to shuffle the deck. You are holding on to the cards as if they are life and death. If you could only step back, just one step back, and see the absurdity of it all, you would laugh. You would laugh so hard, your belly would hurt. You would realize that existence is playful, that the universe is not a courtroom, but a carnival. This is the first insight, and it is the most essential one. Unless you drop this deadly seriousness, you cannot understand the nature of the game you are in. Seriousness is the armor of the ego. The ego needs problems to survive. The ego needs to feel important, and seriousness makes you feel important. If you are laughing, you are small. If you are dancing, you are nothing. But if you are serious, carrying the weight of the church, the state, the family, the economy, then you feel solid. But this solidity is your prison. Playfulness is the fragrance of the soul. It is the nature of consciousness itself. And the moment you recognize that life is a game, fluid, unpredictable, full of surprise, a great relaxation descends upon you. It is a physical phenomenon. Your shoulders drop, your breathing deepens, You stop trembling, you stop performing, you begin to live. Do you remember? As children, we understood something that we have tragically forgotten. Watch a child playing. For him, a broken stick is a sword. A pile of sand is a castle. He is totally involved. If you disturb him, he will be angry. But the moment the game is over, he drops the stick, he leaves the castle, and he comes running for dinner. He does not look back. He does not carry the stick with him into the bed. Life was a playground, not a prison. We slipped effortlessly from one role to another. One moment a king commanding armies, the next moment a magician casting spells, the next a warrior, a mother, a dragon. We played with total intensity, but notice this, a part of us always knew it was only a game. There was a witness behind the child. When someone called our name, dinner is ready, we dropped the role without resistance. There was no attachment. The king did not say, "How can I come to dinner? I have a kingdom to run." The dragon did not say, "I cannot eat vegetables, I eat fire." No, the role was dropped instantly. There was no identity crisis, no clinging, no psychoanalysis needed to transition from the dragon to the boy. But as we grew up, we became experts in the wrong art. We became method actors in the drama of existence. And we have become such bad actors that we have forgotten where the stage ends and where the reality begins. We took our roles so seriously that we drowned in them. You are playing the role of the businessman. It is a good role, play it. But you have become the businessman. Even when you are sleeping, you are a businessman. Even when you are making love to your wife, you are calculating profit and loss. You are playing the role of the mother. Beautiful. But you have become so identified with it that when the child grows up and wants to leave, you feel you are being destroyed. You are not being destroyed. The role is simply changing, but you cling. The failure, the achiever, the victim, the hero, these are costumes. But these costumes became our cages. We forgot that behind every mask is the same trembling consciousness, the same pure presence that once played freely under the open sky. This forgetting is the original sin. There is no other sin. Forgetting your true face and believing in the mask is the only hell there is. The tragedy is not that we play roles. Roles are needed. To move in society, you need a persona. Persona comes from the Greek word for mask. It is useful. You cannot go to the office naked, you wear a suit. The suit is useful. But if you think your skin is the suit, then you are in trouble. Then you cannot take a bath. Then you will stink. And that is what has happened to humanity. Spiritually, you are stinking because you have not taken off the suit for centuries. The tragedy is that we believe we are the roles. And once this illusion takes root, life becomes heavy, burdensome. The child who once danced becomes an adult who only performs. The game turns into duty. Play becomes pressure. I must do this, I should do that. What will people say? To return to your essence, you must remember again the innocence of childhood. I am not saying be childish, I am saying be childlike. There is a great difference. To be childish is to be immature. To be childlike is to be mature enough to know that seriousness is foolish. It is the ability to act without becoming the actor, to play without becoming the part, to live without being imprisoned by the identity you wear. If you are resonating with this, if you feel a stirring in your heart that says, yes, I want to take off this heavy suit, then I invite you to deepen your commitment to this exploration. We are creating a field of energy here, a digital commune. By clicking the join button, you support this work and you step closer to the fire. It is not just a button. It is a step towards belonging to a circle of seekers who are tired of the lies. The greatest misunderstanding humanity lives in is the belief that the small identity you carry, your name, your story, your wounds, your desires, is who you truly are. You spend your whole life defending this small identity. If someone insults your name, you are ready to kill. But your name is just a label given to you by your parents. They could have called you anything. If they had called you by another name, you would be defending that name. You are defending a sound, a vibration. This identity is nothing more than a mask, a costume stitched together from memory and imagination. It is a patchwork quilt. A little bit of your father, a little bit of your mother, a little bit of the priest, a little bit of the politician, the television, the books you have read. You are a walking collage, and you call this me. It is the character you have been rehearsing for so long that you have forgotten you ever existed without it. But the real you is not the mask. The real you is the one who wears it. Who is the one listening to me right now? Is it the name? The name cannot listen. Is it the body? The body is just a mechanism. Who is the consciousness behind the eyes? Behind the personality, behind the thoughts and emotions that rise and fall like waves, there is a silent watcher, pure awareness, the eternal player of the cosmic game. This watcher has never been born and will never die. The roles are born and the roles die. You were a child, that role died. You became a teenager, that role died. You are an adult, that role will die. You will become old, that role will end. But the watcher, the one who saw the child, saw the teenager, sees the adult, that one remains the same. Life is a vast stage, and every moment a new scene unfolds. Characters come and go. Dialogues change, dramas rise and dissolve, but you, the witness, remain untouched. You are the space in which the entire play appears. The body moves, the mind thinks, the personality reacts, but you, the consciousness, simply observes. This observation is the key. It is the master key that unlocks every door in existence. When this realization dawns, it is like slipping out of tight chains. Suddenly the weight of being someone falls away. You don't have to be special. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to be a saint. You don't have to be a sinner. You just are. You can play your role beautifully, even passionately. In fact, you will play it better. Because now, your hands are not shaking. Now you are not afraid of the outcome. If the play is a tragedy, you play the tragedy with tears, but deep down you are smiling. If the play is a comedy, you laugh, but you know it is just a joke. The actor is never wounded by the tragedies of the character. When an actor plays Hamlet and dies on stage, does he really die? If he really died, the play could only happen once. He gets up, he wipes off the fake blood, he goes backstage and has a cup of tea. He knows, I am not Hamlet. In the same way, when you remember your true nature, life becomes a dance rather than a burden, a divine performance in which you participate fully, yet remain rooted in the serenity of the one who is watching. One of the greatest illusions human beings suffer from is the belief that life is a journey moving towards some final destination, some ultimate achievement, some moment where everything will finally make sense. We are always living for the then, for the there, never here, never now. One day I will be happy. When I get that house, I will be happy. When I get enlightened, I will be happy. This belief poisons the very essence of living. Life is not a destination, it is a dance. When you dance, do you aim to reach a specific spot on the floor? Is the goal of dancing to arrive at the corner of the room? No. The goal of dancing is the dancing itself. You do not dance to reach the last step, just as you do not listen to a song to arrive at the final note. If the goal of the symphony was the final note, the conductor would just play the last note and say, "Finished, go home." The beauty lies in the movement itself, the unfolding moment, the ever-changing flow. But we have turned life into a race. Look at the schools. From the very beginning, we teach small children to compete. Come first. Be the best. We are creating neurotics. We rush through childhood to become adults. The child wants to wear the father's shoes. He wants to be big. We hurry through youth to become successful, and we speed through our careers dreaming of retirement. When I retire, I will really live. And by the time we finally arrive at retirement, we discover we are too old, too tired, and we have forgotten how to live. We weren't living at all. We were only preparing to live. Existence has no finishing line. The cosmos is not in a hurry. Have you ever seen a tree in a hurry? Have you ever seen a river rushing because it is late for a meeting? The trees grow silently. The rivers flow without ambition. The stars shine without longing to be brighter. They are just there, exploding with being. And neither is your soul in a hurry. Your soul is eternal. It has all the time in the world. In fact, it has no time because it lives in the timeless. When you drop the obsession with reaching somewhere else, you fall into harmony with the natural rhythm of life. You drop out of the rat race, and the moment you drop out of the rat race, you become a human being. You begin to savor the fragrance of each moment. Life becomes music, subtle, unpredictable, playful. Delight arises not because you have achieved something. You don't need a medal to be happy. You don't need $1 billion to be blissful. Delight arises because you are finally present enough to feel the pulse of existence beating within you. In that presence, the rush disappears and a profound relaxation takes its place. This relaxation is the soil in which the flower of meditation grows. You understand that the meaning of life is not hidden in the future. It is not written in the holy books to be found after death. It is happening right now in the simple miracle of being. This breath, this heartbeat, this simple awareness unfolding right now. This is the temple, this is the scripture. Yet most people live everywhere except here. The mind is a wanderer. It is a vagabond. It is either wandering in the shadows of yesterday, regretting, replaying, feeling guilty, or it is chasing fantasies of tomorrow, hoping, desiring, fearing. And in this restless movement, the present is lost. We behave like people at a concert who are so busy reading the program notes, trying to understand what the next song will be, what the final movement means, that they completely miss the music playing in front of them. The music is happening now, but you are in the next moment. The tragedy is not that life is short. People complain, life is too short. I say to you, life is eternal. But for you, it is not even short. It is non-existent because you are never there to live it. The tragedy is that we rarely inhabit the moments we are given. If you are beginning to see how much of your life you have missed by being serious and future-oriented, I have created tools to help you snap back to the present. There are written words, maps for the journey, which I have made available. You can find my ebooks in the description. They are not just books. They are devices to wake you up. Purchasing one is not a commercial transaction. It is an investment in your own awakening. The now is the real game point of existence. Everything else is memory or imagination. Memory is dead, it is a corpse. Imagination is unborn, it is a ghost. Only the present is alive. When you slip into the present, even for a single moment, something magical happens. The mind falls silent, the gears stop grinding, the noise of the traffic in your head fades away, the heart softens, and a quiet joy begins to rise from within. It is causeless. It is not because you won the lottery, it is simply because you are. Suddenly colors look more vibrant, the green of the leaves is greener, the sound of the bird is not just a noise, it is a message from the beyond. Your very being feels more spacious. This moment has always been waiting for you. It has been knocking on your door, but you were too busy making plans. It is the doorway to truth, to peace, to freedom. But the ego is addicted to time. The ego cannot survive in the present. In the present, there is no problem. If there is no problem, what is the function of the ego? So the ego survives by dragging you into the past, look what they did to you, and pushing you into the future. You must become someone great. Drop this addiction. It is worse than any drug. Heroin destroys only the body. The addiction to time destroys the soul. Sit with existence as it is without interpretation. Don't say it is good, don't say it is bad. Just sit. Taste the freshness of the present, the way a child tastes the first drop of rain. The eternal now is not a place you reach. It is the reality you awaken to when you stop running. In this stillness, in this immediacy, you discover that the whole game of life is unfolding here and only here. And now, I want to tell you something that will turn your world upside down. I want to tell you the secret of how this game is rigged. In the luminous presence of this very moment, life often feels like a hostile maze. You feel surrounded by threats, obstacles, unpredictable twists. You feel small and the world feels big and dangerous, but the deeper truth is astonishing. The game is secretly stacked in your favor. Think of the world the way you think of a dream. When you go to sleep tonight and you dream, who are you in the dream? You are the hero running through the storyline, yes. But who is the villain chasing you? That is also you. Who is the mountain you are climbing? That is you. Who is the weather in the dream? That is you. In a dream, you are not only the character, you are the mind that creates the entire environment. The scenery, the danger, the triumph, and the awakening, it is all one energy, your energy. The same applies to life. This is the ancient secret of the mystics, Tattvam Asi, thou art that. The challenges you fear, the people who trigger you, the situations that pressure you, all of them arise inside your field of awareness, not outside it. In a dream, the monster chasing you is terrifying until you realize you're the dreamer. The moment you become lucid in the dream, what happens? The fear dissolves. You might even turn around and hug the monster, or you might laugh and fly away. The monster was just another expression of you all along. Life works exactly this way. You are playing two roles at once. You are the player navigating the difficulties, the small you. And you are the consciousness generating the entire experience, the big you. If you have received any value from these words so far, if a spark has been lit, there is a way to express that energy. The super thanks button below is a way to complete the circle of giving and receiving. It is not about the amount, it is about the flow of gratitude. When you give, you empty yourself and existence can pour more into you. When you truly feel this double role, the player and the creator, you stop seeing the universe as something out there attacking you. You begin to recognize it as a mirror designed to push you toward growth, depth, and awakening. Every setback becomes a setup. Every loss hides a lesson. Every detour is a disguised shortcut. The game isn't against you, it's for you. It always has been. But we are so conditioned to be victims. Why is this happening to me? Why is God punishing me? God is not punishing you. God is playing with you. But you have forgotten the rules of the game, so you are getting hurt. You are trying to catch the ball with your face instead of your hands. The moment you shift from fear to awareness, the entire rigged nature of the game becomes visible. What looked like chaos turns out to be intelligent choreography. It is a dance of energy meant to lead you home to yourself. One of the greatest skills in this game of life is learning to move through experiences with lightness, without taking everything as a personal attack on your worth. Most of the suffering we create for ourselves doesn't come from the event itself, but from the story we attach to it. The event is neutral. The rain falling is just rain. It is not bad weather. It is just water falling. But you say, my picnic is ruined. God hates me. Now you have created suffering. The rain was innocent. Your story is the criminal. Someone criticizes you. Instantly the mind turns it into a wound. Why me? What did I do wrong? Why don't they respect me? You spin a whole novel around one sentence, but imagine shifting from victimhood into curiosity. This is the shift from the heavy, serious mind to the playful, game-playing consciousness. Instead of tightening up, you loosen. Instead of reacting, you observe. And this observation transforms poison into nectar. Criticism becomes feedback, not an insult. When you are asleep, criticism is a dagger in the heart. When you are awake, criticism is simply a report on the weather of another person's mind. Difficult people become teachers of patience and boundaries. Unexpected challenges become puzzles rather than punishments. Think about this deeply. If everyone in your life was always nice to you, always agreeing with you, always bowing down to you, you would remain fast asleep. You would become a narcissist, bloated with your own ego. The difficult people are necessary. They are the sandpaper that polishes the stone. Without friction, there is no shine. This non-personal approach is not apathy. It's mastery. Many people confuse detachment with indifference. They think, Osho says, don't take it seriously, so I will ignore my children, I will ignore the world. No, that is deadness. Mastery is to be fully involved yet untouched. Like a lotus leaf in the water. The water touches it, dances on it, but the leaf remains dry. It's the realization that people speak from their own fears and perspectives, not from an objective truth about you. When someone is angry at you, they are not really seeing you. They are seeing a projection of their own past, their own father, their own frustrations. You are just the screen. Why get angry at the projector? The projector is just doing its job. Their reactions are reflections of their inner world, not a report card on your value. If you understand this, you become free. You stop begging for approval. The beggar's bowl is broken. You know your value is intrinsic. It is not given by others, so it cannot be taken away by others. Detachment gives you breathing room. It creates a space where you can respond intelligently instead of collapsing emotionally. This space is what I call awareness. Between the stimulus, the insult, the loss, the accident, and your response, there is a tiny gap. In that gap lies your freedom. If you react instantly, you are a machine. You are a biological robot. Button pushed, anger arises. Button pushed, tears fall. But if you can watch the button being pushed and simply smile, that is the birth of the human soul. When life stops feeling like a personal battlefield and starts feeling like an adventure filled with clues, lessons, and opportunities, a beautiful lightness enters your being. You walk differently. There is a bounce in your step. You become unshakable, not because life gets easier, but because you become harder to disturb. The storm may still come, but now you know how to build a shelter. Or better yet, you know how to dance in the rain. This is the shift from being the victim of circumstances to becoming the curious player, exploring the map with confidence, humor, and grace. If you are feeling this shift, if you are beginning to see the map differently, I invite you to make a small mark on this digital existence. Leave a comment below. Write, "I am the player, not the victim." Let this be your mantra. Let your words declare your new reality. When you type it, you ground it. The art of living is not in forcing life to conform to your expectations, but in dancing with it fully, passionately, yet effortlessly. You are trying to force the river to flow upstream. You are trying to make the summer stay forever. You are fighting the seasons. This fight is what you call misery. Life is not a rigid symphony where every note must be played exactly as written. In a classical symphony, you cannot improvise. If you change one note, the conductor will be furious. The audience would be shocked. It is dead music. It is preserved in formaldehyde. But life is jazz. It is a flowing improvisational melody that demands awareness, spontaneity, and play. God is not a classical conductor. God is a jazz musician. He is constantly inventing a new bird, a new flower, a new face, never a repetition. The master player approaches each moment with intensity, yet carries a light touch. You throw yourself into work, love, creativity, and learning with everything you have. You do not hold back. You squeeze the juice out of the orange completely, yet you remain free from the burden of attachment, free from the fear of failure. If the juice is sour, you laugh. If the juice is sweet, you enjoy. But you don't carry the orange peel around with you for the rest of your life. You drop it. When the music changes, you don't resist, you improvise. When the rhythm shifts, you adapt. There is a joyous flexibility in this approach. Look at the bamboo in the wind. The oak tree is rigid. It stands strong. It says, "I will not bow." And when the typhoon comes, the oak tree is uprooted and destroyed. The bamboo, it bows, it kisses the earth. It says, "Okay, Mr. Wind, have it your way." And when the wind passes, the bamboo springs back up unharmed. Be bamboo. A freedom that allows life to surprise you and delight you at every turn. The classical rigidity of the ego says, "This must be done my way perfectly without deviation." The ego is a perfectionist, and perfectionism is a form of neurosis. Because life is not perfect, life is whole. There is a difference. A circle is perfect, a potato is whole. Life is more like a potato than a circle. The jazz of the soul says this is happening. Let us dance with it, play with it, explore it. To live with a light touch is to be fully present, fully engaged, yet completely unbound by the outcome. And this brings us to a paradox, a beautiful mystery. It is in this dance where effort meets surrender that life becomes effortless, joyful, and mysteriously harmonious. The paradox is simple. When you stop trying to control the music, you play more beautifully than ever. When a dancer forgets herself, the dance becomes divine. As long as the dancer is thinking, "Am I moving my hand correctly? Is the audience watching?" She is clumsy. there is a split. But when the dancer dissolves, when only the dance remains, then God enters. One of the most liberating truths of life is that you are not a fixed entity. You think you are a noun, you are not. You are a verb, you are not a person, you are a process. The identity you cling to, the image you protect so fiercely is just a costume, and costumes can be changed at will. You say, I am a doctor, I am a shy person, I am an angry person. Who told you this? You have hypnotized yourself. You have repeated it so many times, it has become a concrete wall around you. Children understand this naturally. One moment they are a fierce lion, the next a delicate princess, and then a fast roaring race car. Watch them. They do not struggle to reconcile these roles. The lion does not say, wait, I cannot be a princess, it goes against my brand identity. No, they simply flow. Why do we as adults insist on being the same person all the time? Why do we trap ourselves in patterns, habits, reputations, and self-images, believing that consistency equals authenticity? People say, he is a consistent man. That means he is a boring man. That means he is a machine. A machine is consistent. A flower is inconsistent. In the morning it opens, in the evening it closes. It is alive. True authenticity is not rigidity, it is flexibility. It is the freedom to respond freshly to each moment, to reinvent yourself endlessly without fear, without judgment. If you feel this call to fluidity, to breaking the old molds, consider exploring the deeper teachings I have laid out. My ebooks, available in the description, delve into the psychology of the Buddhas. They are manuals for deprogramming yourself. If you are tired of being a consistent machine, invest in your own unpredictability. Your past does not define you. Your history is merely a collection of costumes you have worn. Do not carry your wardrobe on your back. You are free to wear a new one. Now the real self, the awareness beneath all roles, remains constant, spacious, and free, while the masks can change, evolve, or dissolve entirely. To live with this understanding is to dance fluidly through life, unburdened by the weight of who you should be and able to embrace the infinite possibilities of who you can become. Reinvention is not a threat. It is the very joy of being alive. Tomorrow, wake up and be someone else. Why not? If you have been serious for 40 years, wake up and be a clown. Shock your wife, shock your children. Start singing in the shower. If you have been a miser, wake up and be a king. Give everything away. Experiment. Life is a laboratory. When you begin to see the world clearly, you realize that every person you meet is in a way you, wearing a different mask, playing a different role in the same grand cosmic play. This is the ultimate compassion. The irritating colleague, the one who clicks his pen all day, the challenging relative, the uncle who talks politics at dinner, the stranger on the street, even the ones who delight you, all of them are expressions of the same consciousness that you are. We are like countless windows in the same vast house. The house is one. The light inside is one. But the windows are different shapes. Some are round, some are square, some are stained glass, some are broken. Each window offers a different view, a unique perspective, but all a part of the same structure. Once you understand this, compassion arises naturally. Not the kind that looks down on others or pities them. Oh, poor fellow. No. But the deep, effortless recognition that we are all actors, explorers, and participants in the same game. You look at the murderer and you see yourself. You look at the saint and you see yourself. You are capable of being the murderer and you are capable of being the saint. You contain multitudes. Judgments fall away, and a sweet tenderness toward life emerges. You begin to move through the world without the sharp edges of ego, without the heavy burden of separation. The ego survives on separation. I am me, you are you, and I am better. Or I am worse. Both are ego. When the wall crumbles, tenderness flows. Every encounter becomes a mirror, a lesson, a reflection of your own playfulness, your own fears, your own capacity for love. The more you see others as extensions of yourself, the more the walls between people dissolve. And in this recognition, a profound peace arises. For you no longer live in a world of isolated individuals. That is a lonely world. That is a cold world. You live in a world of infinite reflections, all dancing together, all part of the same consciousness, discovering itself through 1,000 faces. Now let us speak of pain, because you will ask, Osho, if life is a game, why does it hurt? Pain is inevitable. Do not misunderstand me. I am not saying if you become enlightened, if you pinch yourself, it will not hurt. It will hurt. The body is sensitive. The heart is sensitive. It is a natural part of existence. The body will ache, the heart will break, and the mind will stumble. But suffering, that heavy, endless companion, is optional. This is the distinction that can save your life. Pain is physical, suffering is psychological. Pain is a sensation, suffering is a story. Suffering arises when we resist what is, when we cling to the illusion that life should be different than it is. Pain says simply, this hurts. Suffering says, this shouldn't be happening. Life is unfair. I am a victim. Do you see the difference? The pain is manageable. It is here, now. The suffering is unmanageable because it drags in the past, the future, the ego, the injustice of the universe. The difference is subtle yet transformative. Imagine the weather. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it shines, sometimes the wind howls. The sky does not resist. The sky never says, why is this cloud here? I ordered sunshine. The sky is vast enough to hold the cloud, the sun, the lightning, the rainbow. It does not demand that the sun always shine or the clouds always stay away. It simply allows whatever is happening to happen. Your inner world can be approached the same way. Be the sky. When sadness rises, welcome it like a passing shower. Do not close the doors. Do not take an antidepressant immediately to kill the sadness. Sadness has a depth, a beauty. It gives you a chance to be silent. When confusion clouds the mind, observe it like drifting mist. Do not cling. Do not fight. Let your emotions move through you as the sky moves through the day. The storms will pass. The sunshine will return. Everything passes. This too shall pass. In this awareness, pain is experienced fully. In fact, when you stop resisting pain, the quality of pain changes. It becomes pure, intense energy. It loses its bitterness, yet suffering melts away. Life's challenges no longer crush you. They flow through you. You become like water, flexible and alive, able to meet each wave with grace. This is the freedom of understanding that life will not always be comfortable, but you do not need to make it heavier with resistance. Most of the tension and exhaustion in life comes from the relentless habit of judgment. We are addicted to being judges. From the moment you wake up, you are judging. The coffee is too cold. The traffic is too loud. My husband is too lazy. I am too fat. We evaluate every experience, every encounter, every sensation as good or bad, right or wrong. And in doing so, we drain our energy and cloud our awareness. You are leaking energy constantly through these judgments. No wonder you are tired. No wonder you need coffee to survive. You are exhausted by your own mind. But imagine a mind that does not need to judge, that can simply say, "How interesting," and leave it at that. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Instead of "idiot," you say, "How interesting, he is in a hurry. The coffee is cold." Instead of "disgusting," you say, "How interesting, cold coffee." You do not need to approve, disapprove, like, dislike, or force reality to conform to your preferences. Preferences are fine, but attachment to preferences is hell. You simply observe a flower blooms, a stranger smiles, a difficult conversation arises. How interesting. This simple shift liberates immense energy. All the energy you wasted on anger, on frustration, on fighting reality, it is now available to you. It returns to your being. You become radiant. If this concept of how interesting resonates with you, if you want to support the channel that brings these reminders to your screen, consider clicking the Super Thanks button. It is a gesture of energy exchange. It keeps the wheel of Dharma turning. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a reminder to return to yourself. Life begins to flow more effortlessly because the constant battle of opinions no longer depletes you. You are no longer trapped in a world filtered through preferences, expectations, or rigid ideas. You see things as they are without the weight of your judgments pressing down. This does not mean you become indifferent or passive. This is the most common misunderstanding. Osho, if I don't judge Hitler, am I not allowing evil? To understand, you must see clearly. Judgment clouds your vision. When you are angry, you cannot see. When you are judging, you are blind. Only a non-judgmental mind can see reality as it is, and only then can you take right action. It means you respond with clarity and freshness rather than reaction. Reaction comes from the past. Response comes from the present. The master player of life holds opinions lightly, engages fully when necessary, but never clings. In this spaciousness, you discover a new freedom. The freedom to move through life like a river, observing every rock, every curve, every ripple, yet flowing naturally, effortlessly, and endlessly. Life is never meant to be predictable. If life were predictable, it would not be worth living. It would be a plastic flower. A real flower is unpredictable. It might die tomorrow. That's why it is beautiful. Every twist, every turn, every unexpected moment is an invitation to awaken, to step out of the rigid mind that craves control and into the playful curiosity of the soul. Most people approach life like they are trying to solve a fixed puzzle, desperate to know the next move, the next outcome. They go to astrologers, tarot readers, palm readers. Tell me what will happen. Why do you want to know? If you knew exactly what would happen tomorrow, you would be bored to death. Surprise is the salt of life, but the beauty of existence is that it is alive, fluid, and endlessly surprising. The plot twists, the sudden challenges, the detours, they are not obstacles. They are the music of life itself asking you to dance, to improvise, to awaken your creativity. When you resist, you suffer. When you say no to existence, you create a hell. When you cling, you break. Have you watched a tree in a storm? The dry branches break because they are rigid. The green branches bend because they are full of sap, full of life. Clinging is dryness. Letting go is aliveness. But when you welcome uncertainty, when you approach each moment with curiosity instead of fear, life becomes a continuous adventure rich with discovery. The universe is constantly improvising. Look at evolution, from the amoeba to the fish to the monkey to you. Do you think this was all planned in a blueprint? It is a wild experiment, and the one who learns to flow with it rather than against it finds joy in the unknown. Let go of the illusion that you can control every note of the symphony. You cannot control the waves of the ocean, but you can learn to surf. Surfing is the spiritual art. Instead, allow yourself to respond, to explore, to play. The unexpected becomes your teacher. The planned life is a shallow life. The unplanned life is deep. The unplanned becomes your playground. And every moment, no matter how strange or challenging, reveals a deeper layer of beauty and freedom. The moment you begin to see life as a game, the fear of failure dissolves. What is failure in a game? If you are playing snakes and ladders and you go down a snake, is it a failure? No, it is part of the game. You roll the dice again. There are no real mistakes, only experiments, only feedback, only data points in the vast laboratory of existence. Scientists know this. If an experiment fails, they don't cry. They say, so this combination does not work. Good to know. They are closer to the truth. Be a scientist of your own soul. Consider a child learning to walk. Watch him. He stands up, he wobbles, he falls. Bam! Does he sit there and think, I am a failure at walking, I should give up and just crawl for the rest of my life? Does he think, what will the other babies think of me? No, each fall is not a failure. It is a lesson, a necessary step toward mastery. The child does not berate itself. He does not cling to self-judgment. He does not demand perfection on the first attempt. He giggles. He grabs the chair and he pulls himself up again. Every stumble is simply information. I leaned too far to the left. Every misstep a clue for the next move. And yet, as adults, we reverse this natural wisdom. We become so serious. I made a mistake at work. I am worthless. My marriage failed. I am unlovable. We see every error as a reflection of inadequacy, every disappointment as proof of our unworthiness. This is madness. What if you could reclaim the innocence and curiosity of the child? What if you could drop the judge who sits inside your head, constantly banging his gavel, constantly declaring you guilty? What if you could approach your entire life as one continuous experiment? An experiment has no failure. If you mix two chemicals and they explode, it is not a failure. You have learned that those two chemicals explode. Next time you will be more careful, or perhaps you wanted the explosion. Who knows? In an experiment, every outcome, whether it delights or confounds, is simply part of the learning. This is the scientific approach to the soul. A scientist does not feel guilty when the hypothesis is wrong. He simply changes the hypothesis. But you, when your life does not go according to your plan, you feel you are wrong. You feel you are flawed. This mindset, the mindset of the scientist, the mindset of the playful child, lightens the heart. It takes the stone off your chest. It softens the mind. The hard rock of the ego begins to melt, and it frees the spirit to move, to create, to play. Suddenly, every choice becomes an adventure. Should I go left? Should I go right? It doesn't matter. If you go left, there is an adventure. If you go right, there is a different adventure. But you are paralyzed at the crossroads thinking, if I go left, maybe I will miss something on the right. You will miss something either way. But if you stand there trembling, you miss everything. Every action becomes an exploration, and the fear of making a wrong move is replaced by the joy of participating fully in the dance of life. In this awareness, life is no longer a trial. It is a playground. Now I want to take you deeper into the art of playing this game. I want to speak to you about the element that understands the game best. I want to speak to you about water. The art of living is not in forcing life to yield. Look at the modern man. He is always forcing, he is fighting nature, he is fighting the rivers, he is fighting his own body, he is fighting his sleep. He conquers mountains. Why do you need to conquer a mountain? The mountain is not your enemy. The mountain is your friend. It is waiting to hug you. But the ego speaks the language of war. The art of living is in moving with life, like water flowing around rocks in a stream. Water does not struggle. Have you ever seen water fighting? If you put a rock in the path of a stream, does the water stop and organize a protest? Does it get a hammer to smash the rock? Does it get depressed and say, my life is over, there is a rock in my path? No, it does not resist. It meets every obstacle with grace, yielding to the shape of the rock. It hugs the rock. It finds the path of least resistance. It slips around the left, it slips around the right. If it cannot go around, it waits. It creates a pool, it rises, and eventually it flows over. And here is the miracle. By yielding, by being soft, it gradually wears the rock away with patience and persistence. The rock is hard, the water is soft. But in the end, the water always wins. The hard is destroyed by the soft. This is the supreme wisdom of the Tao. This is the wisdom I want you to imbibe. If you are tired of being the rock, hard, rigid, suffering, and you want to become the water, show your readiness. Like this video as a signal to your own subconscious. Say to yourself, I am becoming water. This is the essence of Wu Wei, of effortless action. It is action that is perfectly aligned with the natural rhythm of existence. Western society has taught you that effort is a value. Work hard, no pain, no gain. I say to you, no pain, no pain. Why choose pain? Joy is the way. If you are working so hard that you are in pain, you are doing it wrong. You are swimming upstream. To act in this way, like water, is not laziness. Do not confuse the two. A lazy person does not flow, he is stagnant. He is a dirty pool of water going nowhere. Water flows. It is active, but it is not tense. It is moving, but it is not rushing. It is not passivity, but intelligence. It is the highest form of intelligence. It is knowing when to push and when to yield, when to move and when to wait. Sometimes the situation demands action. You move. Sometimes the situation demands patience. You wait. The mind wants to push when you should wait, and it wants to wait when you should push. The mind is always out of sync. Awareness is always in sync. The master player understands the currents of life and works with them rather than against them. If the tide is going out, you do not try to swim in. You wait. If the wind is blowing north, you do not try to sail south. You adjust your sails. Resistance creates tension, struggle, and exhaustion. Look at your life. Where are you exhausted? Identify that area. That is where you are resisting. That is where you are trying to be a rock. Flow creates power, ease, and clarity. When you are in the flow, you are not doing it. It is happening through you. The painter paints, but he is not there. The painting happens. The runner runs, but there is no runner, only running. This is the zone. This is the divine space. When you act like water, life stops being a battlefield. It becomes a dance. Challenges are no longer enemies, but partners in the rhythm of growth. The rock in the stream makes the water sing. Have you noticed? If there are no rocks, the stream is silent. The rocks create the music. The obstacles in your life create your song. Do not hate them. Thank them. You accomplish more with less effort because your energy is not wasted in futile struggle. You become efficient. Nature is very efficient. It never wastes energy. Only man wastes energy on things that do not matter, on ego, on reputation, on worry. You move with elegance, precision, and responsiveness, embracing each moment fully. In this alignment, action and surrender are no longer opposed. Usually we think, if I act, I am in control. If I surrender, I give up. This is a false duality. In the ultimate game, you surrender into action. You surrender to the energy that wants to move through you. They are one, and the music of life flows effortlessly through you. And so, my friend, we come to the threshold of understanding. We are approaching the deepest layer of the onion. We have peeled away the seriousness. We have peeled away the roles. We have peeled away the resistance. What is left, though of course there is no real end, only endless unfolding. The game goes on forever, but your relationship to it changes. You are not a struggling individual trapped in a hostile world. This is the root of your fear. You think you are a small biological entity, skin encapsulated, separate from the air, separate from the earth, fighting for survival for 70, 80 years, and then poof, gone. If this is your belief, of course you are terrified. You are a wave thinking it is separate from the ocean. The wave must be afraid of death because the wave will die. But the ocean does not die. You are the universe itself, wearing a costume, exploring what it feels like to be human. Pause here, let this sink into your belly. You are not a person in the universe, you are the universe as a person. The eyes with which you are watching this video are the eyes of the universe. The ears that are hearing my voice are the ears of existence. Consciousness is tasting itself through you. Every joy, every sorrow, every success, every failure, these are just notes in the infinite symphony of consciousness. The universe wants to know what it feels like to be sad, so it becomes you and it feels sadness. The universe wants to know what it feels like to win a marathon, so it becomes the runner. The game never ends, it only changes form. Today you are a man, tomorrow a woman. Today a bird, tomorrow a star. You have been everything. You have been the rock, you have been the tree, you have been the lion. You have traveled a long way to be here, sitting in front of this screen. You are both the player and the stage, the music and the dancer, the painter and the canvas. There is no separation. The creator and the creation are not two. The dancer and the dance are not two. Remember this, write it on your mirror, tattoo it on your heart. The moment you stop taking life so seriously, the chains fall away, the prison door flies open, and you realize the door was never locked. You were just holding the bars so tight, you never tried to push it. You begin to dance freely, to play fully, to love without fear, to create without attachment, love without fear. Do you know what that means? Usually our love is full of fear. Will she leave me? Does he love me enough? Am I good enough? That is not love. That is bargaining. That is business. Love without fear is just sharing. You are a flower. You give your fragrance to the wind. If someone walks by and enjoys it, good. If no one walks by, good. The flower does not care. The flower is just happy to bloom. Life is not a problem to solve. The mind loves problems. If you don't have problems, the mind will create them. It will invent them. Why did my neighbor look at me like that? Now you have a problem for 3 days. Life is a mystery to delight in. A problem needs a solution. A mystery needs a participant. You cannot solve a sunset. You cannot solve love. You cannot solve death. You can only live them. You can only dissolve into them. Every person you meet, every challenge you face, every surprise that comes, these are your fellow players, co-creators in this magnificent performance. Even your enemies, especially your enemies, they are playing the role of the villain so you can play the role of the hero. If there is no Judas, there is no Jesus. Judas is essential. He is part of the drama. Bow down to your enemies, for they define you. So play skillfully, play joyfully, play with a light touch, laugh at the absurdity. When you trip and fall, laugh. When you lose your wallet, laugh. It is just money. It is just a game. Flow with the rhythm and never forget the universe is smiling through you. If you are ready to play this game with a new set of eyes, if you are ready to drop the heaviness, I have a special invitation for you. Deepening this understanding requires daily reminders, daily nourishment. By clicking the join button, you become a member of this energetic field. It is a commitment to your own joy. And if you wish to dive into the ocean of wisdom I have shared over the years, my ebooks are waiting for you in the description. They are quiet friends for your journey, and every experience is an invitation to remember who you truly are. The alarm clock is ringing every moment. The bird calls, it is an alarm clock. The wind blows, it is an alarm clock. Wake up. In this cosmic game, there are no losers. How can there be a loser if everything is you? If the left hand plays chess with the right hand, who wins? You win. Who loses? You lose. It is all you. Everyone wins because everyone is you and you're everyone. Dance, sing, play, explore, and let the eternal now carry you endlessly, beautifully home. Home is not a place in geography. Home is a quality of relaxation. When you are totally relaxed, you are home. When you are tense, you are in exile. Come home. Now you might be thinking, Osho, this sounds beautiful, but how do I apply this when the rent is due, when the body is sick, when the world is going crazy? This is where the rubber meets the road. It is easy to be spiritual on a mountaintop. It is easy to be peaceful when everything is going your way. The real test of the player is when the game gets hard. Let us look at the nature of winning and losing in the context of the ego versus the soul. The ego wants to win the trophy. The soul wants to win the experience. You are obsessed with the trophy. You want the big car, the big house, the big reputation. And in chasing these plastic toys, you miss the diamonds scattered at your feet. The game of society is designed to make you miserable. It sets up impossible standards. You must look like this. You must earn this much. And because you can never fully satisfy the master of society, you feel like a perpetual loser. But I say to you, drop out of that game. That is a stupid game. Invent your own game. In your game, the rules are different. Rule number 1, if you are happy, you are winning. Rule number 2, if you are aware, you are winning. Rule number 3, if you can laugh at yourself, you are the champion. These are the rules of the Buddha. These are the rules of the awakened one. Consider the bamboo again. I love the bamboo. It is hollow inside. That is why it can sing. If you are full of yourself, full of ego, existence cannot play music through you. You are blocked. You are solid. But if you become hollow, if you empty yourself of your identity, your seriousness, your demands, then existence uses you as a flute. And the song that comes through you is divine. It is not your song. It is the song of the whole. To be hollow means to be vulnerable. You are afraid to be vulnerable. You wear armor. I must be strong, but armor imprisons you. It protects you from pain, yes, but it also protects you from joy. It protects you from love. The same wall that keeps the enemy out keeps the friend out. Drop the armor. Be vulnerable. To be vulnerable means to be capable of being wounded. Yes, you might get hurt. So what? Pain is part of the game. But in that vulnerability, you become alive. A dead rock cannot be wounded. A living flower can be crushed. To be vulnerable is to be alive. If you are brave enough to drop the armor, if you are brave enough to be hollow like the bamboo, leave a comment saying, I am ready to be a flute. Let the existence know you are open for business. And this openness brings us to the quality of trust. Trust is not a belief. Belief is of the mind. Trust is of the heart. You believe in a God you have never seen. That is belief. It is fear-based. Trust is not about God. Trust is about life. Trust means knowing that whatever life brings is exactly what is needed. It is a deep feeling that I am taken care of. Not as an ego, but as a part of the whole. When you trust the game, you stop cheating. Why do people cheat? Because they are afraid to lose. They try to manipulate the outcome. But when you trust that the outcome is irrelevant, that the playing is the thing, you become honest. You become authentic. And authenticity is magnetic. Have you noticed? You are drawn to people who are real. You are repelled by people who are fake, no matter how perfect they pretend to be. The fake person smells of plastic. The real person smells of the earth. Be earthy. Be real. If you are angry, but be aware. If you are sad, but be aware. Don't pretend to be a smiling Buddha when you are boiling inside. That is hypocrisy. A hypocrite never enters the kingdom of truth. The game demands your totality. It demands that you show up completely. Half-heartedness is the only failure. If you love, love totally. If you hate, hate totally. You will be surprised. If you hate with total awareness, the hate transforms into love. It is the half-hearted hate that lingers for years. Total hate burns itself out in a minute. This is the alchemy of the game. Everything you do totally becomes meditative. Walking, chopping wood, carrying water. If you do it with total presence, it is worship. You do not need to go to the church or the temple. Your life is the temple. Your body is the shrine. And the game you are playing is the ritual. But you have forgotten how to dance in the temple. You have become serious worshippers. You go to church and you look so sad, as if someone has died. Religion should be a celebration, not a funeral. I want to teach you the religion of celebration. A religion where laughter is the prayer, where dancing is the scripture, where love is the law. Are you ready to convert to this religion? There is no paperwork, there is no fee. You just have to drop your misery. That is the only entrance requirement. But dropping misery is the hardest thing for the human ego to do. You will say, Osho, are you mad? Everyone wants to be happy. I say to you, observe closely. People say they want to be happy, but they cling to their misery like a treasure. Why? Because misery gives you an identity. When you are miserable, you are solid. You have a story. I am the one who has suffered so much. I am the one who was betrayed. I am the one with the difficult life. This story gives you a certain weight. It makes you feel distinct from the crowd. Happiness is light. It is weightless. When you are truly happy, you disappear. The ego cannot exist in a state of pure bliss. In bliss, there is no I. There is only the dancing, there is only the song. And you are so afraid of disappearing, so afraid of being nobody that you prefer a solid misery to a dissolving joy. This is the great dilemma. To play the game of life totally, you must be willing to be nobody. You must be willing to be as light as a feather, blown by the wind of existence. Society does not teach you to be a feather. It teaches you to be a rock. It teaches you to be somebody. Look at your education, your culture. It is all a training course in becoming a rock. And then you wonder why you are drowning. A feather floats, a rock sinks. If you are carrying a heavy heart today, it is because you are carrying a heavy somebody inside you. You are protecting an image, and this protection is exhausting. You are constantly on guard. Did they respect me? Did they notice me? Am I succeeding? Relax. The universe does not care if you are a success or a failure. These are human words. The universe only cares if you are real. A real failure is more beautiful than a fake success. A real tear is more holy than a fake smile. When you understand that life is a play, you stop performing for the gallery. You start playing for the sheer joy of the game. Consider the musicians. When a musician plays the flute, is he working? Physically, yes. His fingers are moving, his breath is flowing. But psychologically, no. He is playing. That is why we use the word play for music. We don't say he is working the piano, we say he is playing the piano. Why? Because the activity itself is the reward. He is not doing it to get to the end of the song. He is doing it for the love of the melody in this very moment. Make your life a piece of music. Do not work at your life, play your life. If you are washing the dishes, play the dishes. Feel the warm water, listen to the sound of the ceramic, be fully there. Suddenly, a mundane task becomes a meditation. Suddenly, you are not a servant washing plates. You are a king caressing reality. It depends on your quality of consciousness. The seriousness you carry is a disease. It contracts you. Have you noticed? When you are serious, you are physically smaller. You are tight. When you laugh, you expand. You take up more space. Your energy radiates. Laughter is the most spiritual sound in existence. I have often said that when you laugh for a moment, the mind stops. You cannot think and laugh at the same time. Try it. It is impossible. If you are thinking, the laughter will be fake. If you are laughing totally, thought ceases. In that moment of no mind, you are close to the divine. You are close to your true nature. That is why the mystics are often laughing. They are not laughing at anyone. They are laughing at the cosmic joke. They are laughing at how seriously everyone is taking this dream. People think God is a serious old man with a long white beard sitting on a throne looking very grumpy. This is a projection of your own miserable fathers and priests. If God exists, he must be the greatest comedian. Look at the world, look at the platypus, look at the giraffe, look at you. If you cannot see the humor in creation, you are blind. Existence is hilarious. It is full of contradictions, paradoxes, and surprises. It is a carnival. Drop your gravity. Gravity belongs to the grave. Levity belongs to life. Be light. If you find yourself becoming heavy, use this simple technique. Stop. Just stop whatever you are doing. Freeze. If you are walking, stop. If you are talking, stop mid-sentence. And look. Look at the sky. Look at your hand. Look at the sheer absurdity of being here on a spinning ball of rock, floating in infinite nothingness. And you are worried about your bank account. You are worried about a wrinkle on your face. In the context of the vast cosmos, your worries are laughable. This perspective is the cure. When you zoom out, the tragedy becomes a comedy. When you zoom in, the comedy becomes a tragedy. The ego loves to zoom in. The soul loves to zoom out. Be a spectator of your own drama. This is the essence of the witness. You are the actor, but you are also the audience. When you are angry, a part of you is burning with anger. But can another part of you stand back and watch the burning? Can you say, aha, anger is happening, my heartbeat is fast, my face is red, how interesting. If you can do this, you have broken the spell. You are no longer possessed by the anger. You are the host, and anger is the guest. The guest will stay for a while, drink some tea, smash some cups, and leave, but the host remains. This distance is freedom. Without this distance, you are a slave to your biology, a slave to your environment. Someone insults you, you get angry, you are a slave. Someone praises you, you get happy, you are a slave. You are a puppet, and the world is pulling your strings. Cut the strings. The way to cut the strings is through awareness. Awareness is the sword, and do not think this means you become cold. No. When you are free from the mechanical reaction, you become capable of genuine action. You become capable of love. Mechanical people cannot love. They can only need. They say, I love you, but what they mean is, I need you to support my ego, or I need you to make me feel safe. This is not love. This is mutual exploitation. Real love is a play. It is a dance between two energies. It is not a business contract. It asks for nothing. It simply gives. It overflows. If you are struggling in your relationships, it is because you are taking them too seriously. You are making them heavy. You are binding each other with expectations. You must be this way. You must not look at others. You are turning your lover into a prisoner, and then you wonder why love dies. Love cannot breathe in a prison. Love needs the open sky. Love is a game. Play with your partner. Don't be a husband. Don't be a wife. These are dead roles. Be a friend. Be a lover. Be a playmate. Rediscover the flirtation. Rediscover the uncertainty. Uncertainty is the spice of romance. If you know exactly what your wife is going to say before she says it, the romance is dead. You are living with a machine. Surprise her, surprise yourself, become unpredictable. If you are feeling the truth of this, if you realize you have let your relationships become stale duties, this is the moment to wake up. Support this message of awakening by clicking the Super Thanks button. It is a way of saying, I choose love over duty. And make sure you are subscribed so we can continue to dismantle your illusions together. The mind is always trying to secure the future. It wants guarantees, but life gives no guarantees. That is its beauty. If life gave guarantees, it would be a plastic flower. It would never die, but it would never live. A real rose is dangerous. It is fragile. It blooms in the morning, and by evening it may be gone. That fragility is what makes it precious. Your life is precious because it is fragile. Your love is precious because it can end. Don't try to make it permanent. Permanence is a tomb. Accept the flux. Accept the change. Flow with the river. Don't push the river. The river is going to the ocean. You don't need to have a map. You don't need to swim. You just need to float. To float is to trust. Trust that life is intelligent. It created you. You did not create yourself. The intelligence that grows the trees, that moves the stars, that digests your food, don't you think it can take care of your life? But you think you are smarter than existence. You think, if I don't worry, everything will go wrong. I say to you, you have worried for 30 years and things still went wrong. Your worry did not help. It only gave you ulcers. Try trust, just for a few days. Treat life as an experiment. Say to existence, okay, for the next 7 days I will not worry, I will not plan, I will simply respond to whatever comes, I will play. See what happens. You will be amazed. Doors will open that you did not know existed. People will appear who you needed to meet. Synchronicities will happen. This is the magic of the game. When you play fair with existence, meaning when you play without resistance, existence plays fair with you. It reveals that it is stacked in your favor, but you must drop the victim story. You are not a victim. You are a creator. You are the dreamer of the dream. If the dream is a nightmare, wake up or change the dream. You have the power. But the power is not in the ego. The power is in your consciousness. The ego wants to change the world. I will change the government. I will change the economy. I will change my wife. This is the path of frustration. You will break your head against the wall. Consciousness changes the vision. It cleans the window. When the window is clean, the world looks different. The world is the same, but you are different. And because you are different, the world responds to you differently. This is the only revolution that matters, the inner revolution. You are treating life like a waiting room, waiting for the real thing to begin. When the kids grow up, when I pay off the mortgage, when I retire. Let me tell you a secret. The real thing is already happening. This is it. There is no other moment coming that will be more life than this moment. This breath is the ultimate life. This heartbeat is the explosion of the divine. If you miss this, you miss everything. Don't wait. Waiting is a state of mind that says, I want the future, I don't want the present. It is a rejection of God, because God is only found in the present. The name of God is now. If you are always running towards the horizon, you will remain thirsty. The horizon is an illusion. As you move towards it, it moves away. You can never reach the horizon. You can only be here. Stop running. Sit down. Rest. In this resting, the seeking ends and the finding begins. You have been seeking happiness everywhere, in money, in sex, in power, in fame, and you have come back empty-handed every time, maybe with full pockets, but with an empty soul. Look inside. The treasure is buried in your own house. But you are so busy begging on the street that you have forgotten to look in your own living room. The kingdom of God is within you. It is a cliché because it is true, but you have to dig for it. The digging is the meditation. The digging is the dropping of the layers of conditioning. You have been conditioned to be miserable. You have been hypnotized to be serious. I am here to de-hypnotize you. I am here to snap my fingers and say, wake up, it is just a play. And when you wake up, what do? You continue the play, but with a different quality. You become an actor who knows he is acting. Before, you were the role. Now you have the role. The distance is everything. You can wear the suit of the businessman, but underneath you are naked awareness. You can speak the words of the politician, but inside you are silent. You can cry the tears of the mourner, but inside you are blissful. This simultaneous existence, being in the world but not of it, is the ultimate skill. It is the art of the lotus flower. The lotus grows in the mud, but it remains untouched by the mud. It floats above the water. Be a lotus. Don't run away to the Himalayas. That is cowardice. To renounce the world is easy. To live in the world and yet not be stained by it, that is courage. That is the real game. And remember, you're not alone in this. The whole universe is playing with you. The trees are playing, the birds are playing. Join the orchestra. You are out of tune because you are trying to be a soloist. You are trying to sing your own separate song of ego. I. The universe sings we, or rather it sings one sound, Om. Tune yourself to the cosmic rhythm. Drop the noise of the mind. Listen to the silence between the thoughts. That silence is the music of existence. And don't be afraid of making mistakes. I tell you again, there are no mistakes. If you take a wrong turn, it was needed. It will lead you to a new view. It will teach you something you could not learn on the straight path. The straight path is boring. The winding path is full of juice. God does not draw in straight lines. Look at nature. There are no straight lines. Only the human mind creates straight lines. Existence loves curves. Be curvy, be fluid, be unpredictable. Let people think you are crazy. It is a compliment. To be sane in an insane society is to be insane. To be maladjusted to a sick society is to be healthy. Jesus was crazy. Buddha was crazy. They did not fit in. They were rebels. The game of life is for the rebels, not for the sheep. The sheep just follow the herd to the slaughterhouse. The rebel dances his own way, even if it leads to the cliff. At least he dances. And who knows? Maybe at the cliff he grows wings. You will never know if you stay in the herd. Risk it. Risk everything for the chance to be real. What have you got to lose? Your misery, your chains, your boredom. You have nothing to lose but your ignorance, and you have everything to gain, your own self. If you are feeling the stirring of the rebel inside you, the one who wants to break the rules of seriousness, check the description below. There are ebooks there that are dangerous. They are dynamite for the ego. Read them only if you are ready to explode into freedom. We are moving deeper into the mystery. We have spoken of the game, the player, the stage. Now we must look at the script. Is there a script, or is it all improvisation? Most people live as if there is a rigid script written by destiny. It is my fate. This is laziness. Fate is the excuse of the coward. Yes, there are certain cards you are dealt. You are born in a certain body, a certain time, a certain family. This is the hand of cards, but how you play the hand, that is your freedom. You can play a bad hand beautifully and win. You can play a good hand terribly and lose. The cards are fate, the playing is free will. Don't blame the cards. Don't blame your parents. Don't blame your genetics. Play. The master player takes whatever cards he has, even if they are a 2 and a 3, and he bluffs, he smiles, he plays with such confidence that the universe yields to him. It is not what happens to you, it is how you receive it. Turn everything into gold. This is the alchemy I am teaching you. If sadness comes, use it to go deep. Sadness has a depth that happiness lacks. Happiness is shallow. Sadness is deep. Use it. Go to the bottom of it. You will find silence there. If anger comes, use it. Anger is energy. It is fire. Don't throw it at someone else. That is a waste. Use that fire to cook your own meal. Use that fire to sharpen your awareness. Nothing is useless. Even garbage can be turned into compost. Your anger, your greed, your jealousy, this is the manure. Put it on the roots of your soul, and beautiful flowers will grow. Don't reject anything. Acceptance is the key. Total acceptance. When you accept yourself fully, the good, the bad, the ugly, suddenly the war ends. You are no longer fighting yourself. You become whole. And a whole person is a holy person. The word holy comes from whole. It has nothing to do with being a saint. It has to do with being complete. Include your devil. Include your animal. Don't hide them in the basement. Invite them to the party. When you acknowledge your inner devil, he loses his power over you. He becomes a playful imp. When you repress him, he becomes a monster. This is the psychological truth. What you resist persists. What you accept transforms. So look at your life right now. What are you resisting? What are you pushing away? I don't want to be old. You are resisting time. You will suffer. I don't want to be alone. You are resisting yourself. You will suffer. I don't want to be criticized. You are resisting the opinions of others. You will suffer. Flip the script. I am getting old, beautiful. I am ripening. I am becoming autumn. I am alone, beautiful. I have space to meditate. I am criticized, beautiful. They are paying attention to me. See? The situation is the same. The attitude has shifted. The game has changed from a tragedy to a comedy. You are the director of this movie. Stop acting like a victim of the scriptwriter. You are the scriptwriter. If you don't like the scene, yell "cut" and rewrite it. But Osho, I cannot change my job. I have bills. I am not saying burn the office, though that is an idea. I am saying change the inner script. Go to the office, but go as a spy. Go as an actor playing the role of an employee. Inside you are laughing. Look at me, filing these papers so seriously. The boredom disappears. It becomes an act. It becomes a performance art. You have liberated yourself from the inside out. And this liberation is contagious. When you are light, people around you will feel it. Your children will feel it. Your partner will feel it. You will become a source of oxygen in a suffocating world. People are suffocating in their seriousness. They are dying for a breath of fresh air. Be that breath. Don't preach to them. Don't give them sermons. Just be playful. Your playfulness is the sermon. Your laughter is the teaching. When they see you dancing through the minefield of life, not afraid of the explosions, they will wonder, what does he know that I don't know? That curiosity is the beginning of their awakening. You become a catalyst. This is the greatest service you can do for humanity. Not charity, not social work, but being a joyous, playful, awakened human being. One candle can light 1,000 others without losing its own light. Be that candle. But first, you must light yourself. You must strike the match of awareness. The game is waiting. The playground is open. The bell has rung. Why are you still sitting in the classroom? Run out. The sky is blue, the sun is shining. Tear up the exam paper. There is no exam, there is no teacher. There is only you and the infinite mystery. Jump into it. Splash in the puddles. Make a mess. A clean life is a sterile life. A messy life is a lived life. Get your hands dirty with existence. And as we prepare to move into the next phase of this discourse, I want you to check your energy. Are you still tight? Shake it off, literally. Shake your body. Loosen the armor. The ego is a stiff structure. The soul is a flowing river. Which one will you be today? The choice is yours in every single moment. To be a rock or to be a river. To be a judge or to be a lover. To be a victim or to be a player. Choose the player and let the game begin in earnest. And how do you choose the player? It is not a mental decision. You cannot simply wake up and say, today I will be a player, and then grit your teeth and try to play. If you try to play, it becomes work. If you try to relax, it becomes a tension. This is the subtlety of the path. The choice happens through understanding, not through effort. It happens through seeing. You must see the mechanism of your own seriousness. Watch it. When does it arise? Usually it arises when your ego is threatened. Someone says you are stupid. Immediately seriousness comes. How dare he? I have a PhD. The PhD is the costume. The stupidity is also a costume. You are neither the PhD nor the stupidity. You are the witness of both. Let us go deeper into this witnessing, for it is the only boat that can carry you across the ocean of suffering. Imagine a cinema hall. You go to watch a movie. The lights go out. The projector starts. On the screen, there is a great tragedy. The hero is dying. The lover is crying. The house is burning. You are sitting in the audience and you are crying. You are eating your popcorn and your tears are falling into the popcorn. You are fully identified, but suddenly the projector stops. The lights come on. What happens? The fire on the screen disappears. The dying hero disappears. There is only a white screen. Was the screen burned by the fire in the movie? No. Was the screen wet by your tears? No. The screen remained pure, untouched, white. You are the screen. The movie is your life, your job, your wife, your husband, your cancer, your bankruptcy, your millions. It is all playing on you, but it is not you. When you realize this, you don't leave the cinema hall, you don't run away from life, you stay, you enjoy the movie, but now you don't cry into your popcorn. You watch with a cool, calm detachment. You admire the acting, you admire the script. You say, "Wow, what a drama." This "wow" is the sound of the awakened one. It is the applause for the cosmic play. Most of you are not applauding. You are booing. You are shouting at the screen, "Change the scene. I don't like this part." And because you are shouting, you miss the dialogue. You miss the beauty of the tragedy. Even tragedy has a beauty if you have the eyes to see it. A sad song can be incredibly beautiful, perhaps more beautiful than a happy song. Why do you want only happy songs? A life of only happy songs would be like eating only sugar. You would get diabetes. You need the salt. You need the bitterness. The dinner of life requires all flavors to be complete. The master player accepts the whole menu. He does not pick and choose. He says yes to everything. This yes is the greatest prayer. When you say no to life, you shrink. When you say yes, you expand. You become huge. You become capable of containing multitudes. The mind is a mechanism of no. It defines itself by rejection. I am not this, I am not that. I don't like this, I don't like that. The more you say no, the stronger your ego becomes. The ego is a collection of no's, but the soul is a pure yes. It has no boundaries. It accepts the saint and the sinner. It accepts the day and the night. I want you to try a small experiment. For the next hour, say yes to everything. If a headache comes, say yes. Close your eyes and welcome the headache. Come, my friend, what message do you have? If a noise disturbs you, say yes. Ah, the sound of the universe. You will see a miracle. The moment you say yes to the headache, the suffering of the headache disappears. The pain may remain as a sensation, but the psychological agony vanishes. The resistance was the agony. This is how you turn poison into nectar. This is the alchemy of the Tantra. But you are addicted to the no. You think if you say no, you are powerful. I will not accept this. You feel strong, but it is a false strength. It is the strength of a wall. A wall can be broken. I want you to have the strength of the water, not the wall. The water says yes to the rock, flows around it, and eventually dissolves it. The water wins by surrendering. The Western mind is obsessed with becoming. You want to become something. You want to become rich, enlightened, famous. Becoming means you are rejecting who you are right now. You are saying, this is not enough. I need more. The Eastern mind, the mind of the Buddhas, is about being. You are already enough. You are already divine. You are already home. There is nowhere to go. You are running on a treadmill. You are sweating. You are panting. You are working so hard, but you are not moving an inch. Step off the treadmill. Stepping off means accepting this moment as perfect. But Osho, my life is a mess. How can it be perfect? It is a perfect mess. It is your mess. Look at it creatively. Out of this chaos, a dancing star can be born, but only if you accept the chaos first. If you fight the chaos, you just create more chaos. You are treating life as a problem to be solved. It is not a crossword puzzle. It is a mystery to be lived. A puzzle has an answer. A mystery has no answer. The more you go into it, the more mysterious it becomes. When you fall in love, do you look for the answer to love? If you find the answer, the love is gone. Love is beautiful because it is redefining itself every moment. You don't know what will happen next. Live in that not knowing. The mind is terrified of not knowing. It wants to know, is my job safe? Is my wife faithful? I say to you, uncertainty is freedom. If everything was certain, you would be a prisoner. Uncertainty means anything is possible. If you can embrace the not knowing, you become innocent again. The knowledgeable man is dead. He is full of dead facts. The innocent man is alive. He is full of wonder. Be full of wonder. Look at a flower as if you have never seen a flower before. Look at your hand as if it is an alien object. It is. It is a miracle of biology. Regain your awe. If you have lost your awe, if you have become cynical and dry, it is because you have disconnected from the source. You are like a phone that has forgotten to charge. You are running on 1%. Connect to the source. The source is silence. The source is the gap between two thoughts. You are constantly thinking, thought, a traffic jam of thoughts. And you are stuck in the traffic, honking your horn. Meditation is simply flying above the traffic. You look down and say, look at all those thoughts. How interesting. But you are not in the car, you are in the sky. If you are ready to fly, if you are ready to leave the traffic jam of the mind, show your commitment. Subscribe to this channel. It is a digital sangha, a gathering of friends who are learning to fly. And if you have found value here, leave a super thanks. It is fuel for the plane. You see, the ego survives by dragging you into the past or pushing you into the future. It cannot exist in the present. In the present, there is only existence. No I, just try it. Be totally here. Look at the screen, listen to the sound. Don't think about it, just be with it. Where is the ego? Where is the I? It is gone. There is just seeing, just hearing. The moment you think I am hearing, you have slipped back into the past. You have made it a memory. The I is a memory. The self is a presence. You are living as a memory. You are a ghost haunting your own life. Come alive. The way to come alive is to play. When you play, you are in the now. Have you noticed? When you are playing tennis and the ball is coming at you at 100 miles per hour, can you think about your tax returns? Can you think about your grandmother? No. If you think you missed the ball, you must be totally there. The ball demands your total presence. That is why sports are so popular. For a few moments, people are forced to be meditative. They don't know it is meditation, but it is. They feel good because for 1 hour the mind stopped. But you don't need a tennis racket. You can play with anything. You can play with words. You can play with silence. You can play with cooking. Transform your work into play. How, Osho? I work in a factory. It is boring. Make it a dance. The movement of your hand, make it graceful. The rhythm of the machine, make it a drum. Hum a song inside. If you change the quality of your consciousness, the work changes, the factory becomes a temple. It is not what you do, it is how you do it. You can clean the floor like a robot, or you can clean the floor like a lover. If you clean it like a lover, the floor becomes happy. The house feels different. You feel different. You are not tired. When you work with love, you are never tired. When you work with resistance, you are tired after 5 minutes. Check your energy. Are you leaking? Resistance is a leak. Seriousness is a leak. Anger is a leak. Plug the leaks. How? By awareness. I am resisting. Just seeing it is enough. The moment you see the leak, it stops. Awareness is the healing force. You are interconnected with everything. This is not poetry, this is physics. Every breath you take connects you to the trees. You breathe out, the trees breathe in. The trees breathe out, you breathe in. You are in a constant marriage with the trees. Without them, you die. Without you, they die. Yet you walk past a tree without even saying hello. You are so rude. Acknowledge your relatives, the rocks, the rivers, the animals. They are your extended family. When you feel this connection, loneliness disappears. How can you be lonely when the whole universe is holding you? The air is touching your skin constantly. The sun is hugging you. Loneliness is an ego trip. It is the ego saying, I am separate. Solitude is different. Solitude is the joy of being yourself. Loneliness is the misery of missing the other. Solitude is the glory of finding yourself. Be in solitude even in a crowd. You can stand in Times Square and be in the Himalayas inside. That is the goal. If you have to go to the Himalayas to find peace, your peace is very fragile. It depends on the mountain. If you come back to the city, the peace will shatter. Real peace is portable. It goes with you. It is inside you. You carry your own atmosphere. Have you met people who carry a dark cloud? When they enter the room, the temperature drops. Everyone feels sad. They are energy vampires. And have you met people, very rare, who carry a sun? When they enter, suddenly you feel happy. You don't know why. They didn't give you money. They just smiled. But their vibration is infectious. Be a sun carrier. It is your responsibility. Yes, the only responsibility you have is to be joyful, because your joy contributes to the joy of the whole. Your misery pollutes the psychic atmosphere. If you are miserable, you are committing a crime against humanity. You are dumping your garbage on the collective consciousness. If you are happy, you are a benefactor. You are doing a service. So be selfish. Be selfishly happy. In your happiness, you serve the world best. Forget about serving humanity. The missionaries, the do-gooders, they are often the most miserable people. They have long faces. They are sacrificing themselves. And when you sacrifice yourself, you want revenge. You will torture the people you are saving. You will make them feel guilty. Look how much I did for you. This is violence, not service. First, save yourself. Save yourself from seriousness. Save yourself from the ego. Dance, laugh, love. When you are overflowing, then share. That sharing is authentic. It asks for nothing in return. And do not be afraid of being judged. People will judge you. They judged Socrates, they judged Jesus, they judged Mansoor. If you are not being judged, it means you are doing something wrong. It means you are conforming too much. Wear the judgment like a badge of honor. They think I am crazy. Good, I am on the right track. The fear of judgment is the fear of the tribe. In the old days, if the tribe rejected you, you died. You were left in the jungle. So the fear is deep in your DNA. But today, you will not die. If your neighbors think you are weird, you will not starve. Drop the prehistoric fear. Step out of the cave. The sun is shining outside, but you are sitting in the cave, looking at shadows on the wall, like Plato's cave. The shadows are your thoughts. Turn around. Look at the light. The light is your consciousness. You are the light of the world. Jesus said this to his disciples. I say it to you. You are not the body. You are not the mind. You are the light that illuminates both. But you have covered your lamp with a basket, the basket of I am a doctor, I am a mother, I am a Christian, I am a Hindu. Kick over the basket. Let the light shine. It is scary at first. Naked light is intense. But soon you will revel in it. You will realize that you are not the small candle you thought you were. You are the sun itself. Aham Brahmasmi. I am the universe. This is the ultimate realization of the game. The game was just a trick to get you to this point. The hide and seek is over. You have found yourself. And when you find yourself, you laugh. You laugh at how long you searched. You laugh at the places you looked. You looked in the holy books. You looked in the rituals. You looked in the money. And all along, it was you. The seeker was the sought. It is like a man looking for his glasses while wearing them. He is turning the whole house upside down. Where are my glasses? And a friend comes and says, touch your nose. He touches his nose. Ah, they are here. Was he ever without the glasses? No, but he was looking through them so he couldn't see them. You are looking through God to find God. You are looking through consciousness to find consciousness. Stop looking. Start seeing. The looker is the object. This is the great turning, the 180-degree turn. Turn your eyes inward. It is not difficult. It is the easiest thing in the world because it is already there. You don't have to travel. You don't have to buy a ticket. Just close your eyes. Sit silently and watch. Watch the thoughts. Don't fight them. Just watch. There goes a thought about dinner. There goes a thought about sex. There goes a thought about God. They are all just clouds. You are the sky. If you practice this, and it is not really a practice, it is a knack, you will slowly see the gaps. The clouds will part, and you will see the blue sky. That blue sky is bliss. That blue sky is truth. And once you have tasted the blue sky, you can never be the same again. You can go back to the marketplace. You can go back to your job, but you will carry the sky in your eyes. People will look at you and wonder, where is he looking? He is looking at something we cannot see. You are looking at the eternal. And this connects you to everyone because the sky in you is the same as the sky in me. The clouds are different. My clouds are English, yours are German, yours are Japanese. But the sky has no language. The sky has no religion. In the sky we meet. In the clouds we fight. Move to the sky. War happens in the clouds. Peace happens in the sky. If you want world peace, become the sky. One person becoming the sky creates a vortex of peace. It calms the storms around him. Be that vortex. If you are feeling the call to be this vortex, to be the center of peace in a chaotic world, there are tools to help you stabilize this. My ebooks are designed to be anchors for your drifting mind. Check the description. They are maps for the inner sky. You are playing a game called Human Being. It is a very immersive game. The graphics are amazing. 3D, 4D, 5D. The sensations are real. But don't get lost in the simulation. Remember the player. The player is ancient. The player has no name. When you die, the character John or Mary will be deleted, but the player presses new game. Maybe next time you will be a dolphin, maybe a resident of another galaxy. Enjoy this level. You chose it. You chose these parents. You chose this body. You chose these challenges. Why? Because they were the perfect setup for your growth. Don't complain about the level design. Play it. If you're stuck on a level, it means you haven't learned the lesson. The game will repeat the level until you learn. That is what you call patterns in your life. Why do I always date the same kind of abusive man? Because you haven't passed the level. You are failing the boss fight. The boss fight is not with the man. It is with your own lack of self-worth. Beat the boss. Learn the lesson. And the door to the next level opens instantly. Life is very fair. It is ruthlessly fair. It gives you exactly what you need, not what you want. You want candy. Life gives you spinach. Because you are anemic, you need iron. Eat the spinach. Say thank you. Gratitude is the cheat code of the game. If you are stuck, try gratitude. Thank the obstacle. Thank you, wall, for stopping me. You made me look for a door. Suddenly, the energy shifts. The wall might even dissolve. Gratitude changes your frequency. It moves you from the frequency of lack to the frequency of abundance, and the universe matches your frequency. If you vibrate lack, the universe says, okay, here is more lack. If you vibrate gratitude, the universe says, okay, here is more to be grateful for. It is a simple mirror. Smile at the mirror, and the reflection smiles back. Scream at the mirror, and the reflection screams back. Don't be an idiot screaming at a mirror and expecting it to smile. Smile first. But Osho, I have no reason to smile. Smile for no reason. That is the most beautiful smile. A smile with a reason is a transaction. I smile because you gave me money. That is prostitution. Smile because you are breathing. Smile because the wind is touching you. That is divine. Start your day with a laugh. Before you even open your eyes in the morning, stretch in your bed like a cat and laugh for no reason. Just the joy of being awake again. Ah, I didn't die in my sleep. Fantastic. It sets the tone for the whole day. If you start with a groan, the whole day will be a groan. If you start with a laugh, you have armor against the seriousness of the world. People will be serious at you, and you will just giggle inside. Poor fellow, he has forgotten. Compassion will arise. You will not be angry at the unconscious people. You will feel for them. They are sleepwalking, and they are having a nightmare. You can try to wake them up, but be gentle. If you shake a sleepwalker too hard, they might hit you. Just whisper in their ear. Or better, just play music near them, the music of your own joy. Eventually they will start tapping their feet. Eventually they will open one eye. That is how the revolution spreads from heart to heart, not by ideology but by melody. Be a melody. You are currently a noise, a cacophony of conflicting desires. Harmonize yourself. Bring your body, mind, and soul into one rhythm. That rhythm is the rhythm of the game. The game is not frantic, it is rhythmic. Look at the seasons: winter, spring, summer, fall, rhythm. Look at the ocean: high tide, low tide, rhythm. Your life should have a rhythm: activity, rest, speaking, silence, being alone, being together, balance. When you are balanced, you cannot fall. The serious man is off balance. He is leaning too far forward into the future. A little push and he falls. The playful man is centered. He is rooted in the now. You cannot push him over. He is like those Japanese dolls. You push them, they bounce back. Be a roly-poly toy. Bounce back. Resilience is the name of the game. And now, as we move towards the deeper understanding of this cosmic joke, I want you to prepare yourself. We are going to look at the ultimate illusion, the illusion of death. Because if you are afraid of death, you cannot play. You will be too cautious. To play fully, you must know that death is a lie. Are you ready to look death in the face and laugh? That is where we are going. To understand death, you must first understand the nature of the stage. You are terrified of the curtain falling. You think that when the curtain falls, everything goes black. You think it is the end of you. But have you ever asked yourself who is watching the darkness? If death is total annihilation, there will be no one there to know it. You will not be there to say, "Oh, I am dead." So why worry? If you are there to know you are dead, then you are not dead. You are still the witness. Death is the greatest fiction invented by the ego. The ego is a temporary phenomenon, a bubble on the surface of the stream. The bubble bursts. Yes, the bubble dies, but the water remains. You are the water, not the bubble. But you are so identified with the bubble, with your name, your shape, your reflection, that you tremble at the thought of bursting. The ocean is waiting for you, and you are clinging to the surface tension. Let go. To play the game of life totally, you must play with the awareness that you are eternal, the eternal player of the cosmic game. The player does not die when the game is turned off. The player simply puts down the controller. When you understand this, a tremendous courage arises. You can take risks. You can love dangerously. You can give everything away because you know that nothing real can be threatened. The real you is not the mask. The real you is the one who wears it. When you die, you are simply taking off the mask. It is the end of the masquerade ball. Everyone takes off their masks. The king takes off his crown. The beggar takes off his rags. And they look at each other and laugh. "Oh, it was you. You played the beggar so well. I really believed you were hungry." And the beggar says, "And you played the king so well. You were so arrogant." And they hug. Because behind the masks, they are the same light. This life is a rehearsal. It is a school of drama. You are here to learn how to be. And sometimes to learn, you need a difficult role. You need a tragedy. If you chose a life of suffering, do not complain. Respect your own choice. Your soul chose this difficulty because it wanted to sharpen itself. A diamond is cut by friction. If you run away from the friction, you remain a piece of coal. Shine like a diamond. And to shine, you must accept that the form is transient. The form appears and disappears. Characters come and go. Dialogues change. Dramas rise and dissolve. But the silence in which the drama happens, that silence is you. If you can find that silence while you're alive, you have conquered death. This is the secret of the phrase, "die before you die." The mystics have always said this. It does not mean commit suicide. It means let the ego die while the body is still alive. Let the false identity dissolve. If the ego dies now through meditation, through awareness, then when physical death comes, it will be a non-event. It will be like taking off tight shoes. What a relief. But if you cling to the ego until the last moment, death will be a surgery. It will be painful because existence will have to tear the mask off your face, and you have glued it on with super glue. The super glue of attachment dissolve the glue. The solvent is playfulness. When you are playful, you are not attached. Have you watched children building a sandcastle? They work on it for hours. They make moats, towers, bridges. They are very serious about it. But then the tide comes in. The ocean wave washes over the castle. Do the children cry? Do they sue the ocean? Do they get depressed and go to a psychiatrist? No, they jump on the castle. They help the ocean destroy it. They laugh and splash in the water. They know it was just sand. Your career, your empire, your family, your body, it is just sand. Enjoy building it. Build it beautifully. Make it a masterpiece. But when the tide comes, and the tide will come, don't cry. Jump on the castle. Laugh with the ocean. Say, thank you for the game. This attitude of thank you at the moment of loss is the sign of a master. Any idiot can be grateful when he is gaining. Only a master is grateful when he is losing, because he knows he is not losing anything real. He is just returning the toys to the toy box. If you are ready to start loosening your grip on the toys, if you are ready to learn the art of letting go, I invite you to join our inner circle. Click the join button. It is a way to say, I am ready to mature. And for those who want the map of this territory, my ebooks in the description are the guides you need. They are not for the timid, they are for the lions. Most of you are living as sheep. Ba, ba. You follow the crowd because the crowd feels safe. Everyone is afraid of death, so I must be afraid too. Everyone is greedy, so I must be greedy. The crowd is a collective hallucination. Step out of the crowd, be a lion. The lion moves alone. The lion knows no fear, not because he is aggressive, but because he knows his own power. Your power is consciousness. Consciousness is the only thing that fire cannot burn. Water cannot drown, wind cannot dry, and death cannot kill. Krishna said this in the Gita. You have read it, but you haven't realized it. You read the menu, but you don't eat the food. Eat the food. Experience your own consciousness. How? By simply stopping. The world is running. You stop. Sit by the side of the road and watch. The body moves. The mind thinks, but you, the consciousness, simply observes. In that observation, time stops. Time is a creation of the mind. Past is memory. Future is imagination. The present has no length. It is a point, but it is an eternal point. When you are in the now, you are in eternity. And in eternity, there is no death. Death happens in time. It happens tomorrow, next year, in 10 years. It never happens now. Have you ever experienced death in the now? No, you are always alive in the now. So stay in the now and you will never die. You will simply shift. You will change frequency. Like a radio, you change the station. The music changes. The radio is the same. You are the radio. The body is the station, but you are obsessed with the station. I like this station. I don't want to change, but the broadcast is ending. Static is coming. Turn the dial. A new song is waiting. A more beautiful song. Reincarnation is just turning the dial. But the Western mind is very afraid of this. It wants one life, one chance. YOLO, you only live once. This is the stupidest motto ever invented. You live forever. You only live once creates panic. I must do everything now. I must consume everything now. It creates a greedy, rushing, neurotic society. We rush through childhood. We hurry through youth. We speed through our careers. And then we arrive at the grave, panting, exhausted, and empty. Relax. You have infinite time. You have been here for millions of years, and you will be here for millions more. The cosmos is not in a hurry. Why are you running? Sit under the tree. The tree is not running, and the tree is more beautiful than you. It is more centered. It knows something you have forgotten. It knows how to be. To be is the goal, not to do. Doing is a way to avoid being. You are so busy doing because if you stop, you have to face yourself, and you are afraid of your own face. You think you are ugly. You think you are empty. So you fill the emptiness with activity. I must go to the club. I must watch TV. I must call a friend. Anything to avoid the silence, but the silence is where the gold is. Turn around and face the void. At first it looks like darkness, but if you keep looking, the darkness turns into a velvety light. It becomes a womb. You are born out of that silence, and you return to that silence. It is your mother. Don't be afraid of the mother. Return to the source. And when you return to the source, you realize that the game was just a way for the source to know itself. God plays hide and seek with himself. He hides in you, and then he looks for himself. It is a beautiful game. If he didn't hide, there would be no discovery. If he didn't forget, there would be no remembrance. You've forgotten how to play. The forgetting is part of the game. If you didn't forget, the game would be too easy. It wouldn't be fun. Imagine playing chess against yourself, but you know exactly what the other side will do. It is boring, so God forgets. He pretends to be John Smith with a mortgage and a bad back. He gets totally lost in John Smith, and then he hears a voice, maybe a video like this, maybe a bird singing, and he wakes up. Ah, I am not John Smith. I was just dreaming. That moment of awakening is the greatest ecstasy possible. It is better than sex. It is better than drugs. It is better than power. It is the ultimate high, and it is available to you right now, not in the Himalayas, right here, sitting on your sofa. Just drop the John Smith. The greatest misunderstanding humanity lives in is the belief that the small identity you carry is who you truly are. Drop the small identity. Be the vast one. You are the space in which the entire play appears. Space cannot be hurt. Throw a spear into the space. Does the space bleed? Burn a fire in the space. Does the space burn? You are the space. The body can be burned. The reputation can be speared. But you are the capacity for it all to happen. When you live as space, you are invulnerable. This is the only security. Bank accounts can crash, nations can fall, bodies can get sick, but space remains space. Identify with the space, not the furniture in the space. Your thoughts are furniture. Your emotions are furniture. Your body is furniture. You are the room. If the furniture is ugly, who cares? The room is not ugly. If the furniture is broken, who cares? The room is intact. Move the furniture around. Play with it. Throw it out. Buy new furniture, but don't think you are the sofa. This disidentification is the sword of wisdom. Cut the knot. And when you cut the knot, you will laugh. A deep belly laugh. My God, I was worried about the sofa for 40 years. I was crying because the sofa had a stain. And you missed the beauty of the room. Life is a room full of wonders. Suddenly colors look more vibrant, sounds more alive, your very being more spacious. The moment you stop clinging, the world becomes psychedelic. You don't need LSD. Awareness is the ultimate psychedelic. It cleans the doors of perception. You see the tree as it is, divine. You see the rock as it is, holy. And you treat everything with reverence, not the reverence of fear, but the reverence of love. You touch the rock with love. You walk on the earth with love. The master player approaches each moment with intensity, yet carries a light touch. Intensity and lightness. These seem like opposites, but they are not. Think of a flame. It is intense, very hot, but it is light. It dances with the wind. It has no weight. Be a flame. Burn brightly, live totally, and when the wind blows, dance. Do not become a stagnant pool. Many people die at 30 and are buried at 80. For 50 years, they are just walking corpses. They go to work, they eat, they sleep. But there is no spark. The eyes are dead. Look into the eyes of the people on the subway. Dead. Why? Because they have chosen security over life. They have chosen the known over the unknown. The known is the grave, the unknown is life. Step into the unknown. Every day do something you are afraid of. If you are afraid of speaking to a stranger, speak to a stranger. If you are afraid of dancing, dance. If you are afraid of being wrong, be wrong. Make a glorious mistake. There are no real mistakes, only experiments. Break the pattern. The pattern is the coffin. Shatter the coffin. Resurrection is not something that happened to Jesus 2,000 years ago. Resurrection is something that happens to you the moment you break your routine. Come alive again. And do not wait for permission. No one is going to give you permission to be free. The society wants you to be a slave. The economy wants you to be a consumer. The politicians want you to be a voter. No one wants you to be a free spirit, because a free spirit cannot be controlled. A free spirit is dangerous. Be dangerous. The universe is not a courtroom, but a carnival. In a carnival, there are no rules really. There is just fun. Ride the roller coaster. Scream if you want to scream. Laugh if you want to laugh. But don't just stand at the gate watching the others. Buy the ticket. Take the ride. And the ticket costs nothing. The ticket is your surrender. Surrender your seriousness. That is the price of admission. Give your seriousness to me. I collect it. I have a big garbage bin for seriousness. Throw it in and enter the carnival of the heart. If you are feeling the urge to throw your seriousness into the bin, to contribute to the lightness of this world, leave a super thanks. It is a symbol of unloading your burden. It says, I am lighter now, and ensure you are subscribed. We are building a carnival here, and you don't want to miss the next attraction. Now, let us speak about the timing of the game. Existence has no finishing line. This is very important, because you are always looking for the finish line. When will I be enlightened? When will I be perfect? Never. And thank God for that. If you were perfect, you would be dead. Perfection is a full stop. Life is an ellipsis. Life goes on and on. Even God is not perfect. He is still evolving. He is still creating. If God was perfect, He would have stopped at the dinosaurs. Okay, big lizards, perfect, done. But He got bored. He said, let's try something else. Monkeys. And then, let's try something else. Humans. And He's not done with you. You are not the end product. You are a bridge. A bridge to what? To the Superman, to the divine man. You are a project in process. Enjoy the process. Don't be in a hurry to be finished. The painting is never finished. You are the canvas and you are the painter. Every day, add a new color. If yesterday was blue, make today yellow. If yesterday was sad, make today celebratory. Life is not a journey moving towards some final destination. It is a dance. In a dance, the point is not to get to the other side of the room. The point is the step you are taking now. Is your step graceful? Is it joyous? That is all that matters. You do not dance to reach the last step. Imagine a dancer who is rushing to the end of the performance. He is panting, sweating, looking at his watch. When will this music end? He is missing the dance, and the audience will be bored. You are boring the universe. The universe is watching you, and you are rushing. Slow down. Taste the tea. Feel the water on your skin in the shower. Look at the face of your child. Really look. Usually, you look with your memory. Oh, that is my son. You have labeled him. Look without the label. Look at the being. He is a stranger in your house, a beautiful stranger. Get to know him again every day. Reinvention is not a threat. It is the very joy of being alive. Allow people to change. Allow yourself to change. Don't hold people to their past. But 10 years ago you said, forget 10 years ago. That person is dead. Talk to the person who is here now. This is forgiveness. Forgiveness is not a moral act. It is an act of clarity. It means, I see you as you are now, not as you were then. I don't hold the ghost of the past against the living reality of the present. Drop the ghosts. Your mind is a haunted house, full of ghosts of the past. Exorcise them. How? By laughter. Ghosts are afraid of laughter. If you laugh, they vanish. Laugh at your past. Oh, I was such a fool. I made such a drama. And in that laughter, the karma is dissolved. You talk about karma. Karma is just memory. Karma is seriousness. If you can laugh at your karma, you are free of it. The chain is broken. Suddenly, the weight of being someone falls away, and you become light. You become a feather. The wind blows where it lists. You move with the wind. No resistance. This is the state of the white cloud. It has no destination. It just floats. If the wind blows north, it goes north. If the wind blows south, it goes south. It does not say, I have a ticket to the north. I refuse to go south. It has no agenda. Be a white cloud. The white cloud is the symbol of the enlightened consciousness. Drifting, playing, reflecting the sun. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it disappears. But it is never worried. Can you be that loose? Can you be that unfixed? Or are you a concrete block? Check your foundation. If it is concrete, crack it. Let the grass grow through the cracks. Let life reclaim you. You have built a fortress to protect yourself from life, and now you are dying inside the fortress. Tear down the walls. But I will be vulnerable. Yes, be vulnerable. The actor is never wounded by the tragedies of the character. If you know you are the actor, you can be totally vulnerable as the character. Let the character be wounded. Let the character cry. You watch, you smile, you send love to the character. Poor John, he is having a hard time. But you are not John. This split is the healing. It sounds like schizophrenia, but it is the opposite. Schizophrenia is when you are split and you don't know who is who. Enlightenment is when you are split and you know exactly who you are. You are the watcher. There is a silent watcher, the eternal player. Rest in that silence. Whenever things get too much noise, too much stress, retreat to the watcher. It is your sanctuary. It is always available. Even in the middle of the marketplace, even in the middle of a war, the silence is there. Underneath the noise, listen to the sound of the traffic. Underneath the engines, underneath the horns, there is a background of silence. Focus on the background. Suddenly, the traffic becomes distant. It is happening, but not to you. You are the space. Practice this. Shift from the figure to the ground. Usually, we look at the figure, the noise, the object. Look at the ground, the silence, the space, and you will find God. God is the ground of being. Life is not a rigid symphony, it is jazz. God is a jazz musician. He loves the offbeat. Don't try to march, dance. Soldiers march, lovers dance. Be a lover of existence. And now we must address the final obstacle to your playfulness. We have dealt with seriousness, with roles, with death. But there is one thing left, the desire for meaning. You want life to have a meaning. What is the meaning of life, you ask? As if life is a business proposition, as if it must have a bottom line. This desire for meaning is a sickness. Does a rose have a meaning? Does a cloud have a meaning? Does a song have a meaning? No. They have no meaning. They have beauty. They have joy. Meaning is a logical concept. Life is illogical. Life is poetry, not prose. If you look for meaning, you will miss life, because you will be looking for a conclusion, a moral, a lesson. There is no lesson. There is only the experience. It is here to be enjoyed, tasted, lived, not understood. If you try to understand a kiss, you will miss the kiss. You will be analyzing the biology of the lips. Don't analyze, taste. Drop the why. Why am I here? Drop it. You are here. Isn't that enough? Why is there suffering? Drop it. There is suffering. Can you transform it? The why is a way of delaying the how. The mind asks why. The soul acts how. Be a how person. How can I enjoy this? How can I celebrate this? Even in death, how can I celebrate death? That is the ultimate creativity, to celebrate the end, to make a festival out of the funeral. If you can do that, you have won the game. In this cosmic game, there are no losers, but you can play miserably or you can play joyfully. The destination is the same. We all return to the source, but the journey is up to you. You can walk on your knees, crying, begging, or you can dance all the way home. I say to you, dance. Your legs are strong, your spirit is high, the music is playing. Why are you sitting in the corner? Get up. One of the greatest illusions human beings suffer from is the belief that life is a journey moving towards some final destination. There is no destination. The dancing is the destination. The playing is the victory. The now is the real game point. So play now, not tomorrow. Now. Take a deep breath, smile, look around. This is it. This is paradise. You just have the wrong glasses on. Take off the glasses of judgment, put on the glasses of wonder, and suddenly the prison becomes a playground. But to see the prison as a playground requires a specific kind of vision. It requires you to clean your eyes of the dust of centuries. You have been told for thousands of years that life is suffering. The priests have told you life is a valley of tears. They want you to cry because when you cry, you need them. You need their comfort, their rituals, their promises of a heaven after death. I say to you, there is no heaven after death. If you cannot create heaven here, you will not find it anywhere else. Heaven is not a geography, it is a psychology. It is a way of seeing. If you look with the eyes of the ego, you see hell. Why? Because the ego is always lacking. The ego is a beggar's bowl with a hole in the bottom. You throw in money, it falls out. You throw in love, it falls out. You throw in power, it falls out. The ego is never satisfied, and a state of constant dissatisfaction is hell. If you look with the eyes of the soul, you see heaven. Why? Because the soul is always full. It needs nothing. It is overflowing. When you overflow, you share, and sharing is the greatest joy. So the game is simply to shift from the begging bowl to the overflowing cup. How? By realizing that you already have everything. The only place where life truly exists is this very moment. And in this moment, are you breathing? Yes. Is your heart beating? Yes. Is the sun shining or the rain falling? Yes. What is missing? Nothing is missing. Only your idea that something else should be happening creates the lack. Drop the should. Should is the enemy of is. I should be richer. I should be thinner. I should be enlightened. These shoulds are the bars of your cage. Is open. Is vast. I am poor. Okay, that is the is. How can I enjoy poverty? I have less to worry about. I don't need bodyguards. I am rich. Okay, that is the is. How can I enjoy wealth? I can share it. I can create beauty. turn every is into an opportunity for play. This is what I call the creative response. Reaction is mechanical, response is creative. The machine reacts, the conscious man responds. Now let us look at the most serious game you play, the game of relationships. This is where you get most entangled. You call it love, but often it is just a power struggle. It is a tug of war. If you love me, you will do what I say. If you love me, you will change for me. This is not love, this is politics, it is domination. Love is not a demand, love is a freedom. Playfulness is the fragrance of the soul, and love is the music of that fragrance. If you truly love someone, you don't put them in a cage, you give them wings, and if they fly away, then you love their flight. This is hard for the ego. The ego wants to possess my wife, my husband, as if they are furniture. You cannot possess a living being. You can only hold their hand for a while in the dance. Enjoy the hand holding, but don't squeeze so hard that you crush the bones. Most marriages are just two people crushing each other's bones out of fear. Make your relationship a game of hide and seek. Sometimes you are together, sometimes you are apart. Distance creates longing. Longing creates freshness. If you are together 24 hours a day, glued to each other, you will become bored. You will start to hate the nose of your partner. You will hate the way they chew. Why? Because there is no space. You are the space. Bring space into your love. Let there be winds of heaven dancing between you. This is what Khalil Gibran says. I agree. Be like the strings of a lute, separate but quivering with the same music. Don't become a mash. Be two pillars supporting the same roof but standing apart. If you play the game of love with this lightness, it becomes a divine play. Arguments will happen, but they will be like storms in a teacup. You will yell, you will scream, and then you will laugh. Wow, we were really dramatic today. And you will make love with more passion because the energy was moving. The worst relationship is a dead, polite relationship. Yes, dear, no, dear. That is a cemetery. Be alive, even if it means being wild. And what about the game of money? You take money so seriously. Money is just a token. It is like the chips in a casino. It is useful for playing. You cannot play poker without chips, so earn the chips. Use the chips, but don't worship the chips and don't hoard the chips. In the casino, if you win a big pile of chips, what do? You play more. You don't put them in your pocket and run home. Life is a casino. Circulate the energy. Money is called currency because it needs to flow like a current. If you stop the flow, it becomes stagnancy. The master player is generous. He knows that the bank of existence is infinite. Existence is not in a hurry, and existence is not poor. Look at nature. Does the apple tree count its apples? I will only give 5 apples this year. The economy is bad. No, it gives thousands of apples. It dumps them on the ground. It feeds the birds, the worms, the humans. It doesn't care. It is abundant. Be like the tree. Give your love, give your art, give your money, give your time. The more you give, the more the universe pours into you. This is the law of the vacuum. If you empty yourself, existence rushes in to fill you. If you are full of yourself, full of your miserliness, existence cannot enter. You are blocked. If you are ready to unblock the flow, if you are ready to practice the art of circulation, click the Super Thanks button. It is a practical exercise in letting go of the chips. It breaks the habit of hoarding. And make sure you are subscribed. We are creating a current of consciousness here, and you are part of the flow. You must understand the nature of the mind. The mind is a survival mechanism. It is designed to keep you safe, not to make you happy. Safety and happiness are often opposites. To be safe, you stay in the cave. To be happy, you climb the mountain. The mind will say, "Don't climb, you might fall." Thank the mind. "Thank you for your advice. I know the risks, but I am going to climb anyway." Don't fight the mind. If you fight it, you give it energy. Just treat it like a fussy old grandmother. Grandma is worried again. Smile at grandma. Give her a cup of tea, but don't let her drive the car. You, the consciousness, drive the car. The problem is, you have put the grandmother in the driver's seat, and she is driving at 10 miles per hour with the hazard lights on, terrified of everything. And you are sitting in the back screaming, "Switch seats." The real you is not the mask. The real you is the one who wears it. The real you is the driver. This switching of seats is what I call meditation. Meditation is not stopping the mind. You cannot stop the mind. Try it. Try to stop thinking for 1 minute. You will think more. Meditation is disidentifying from the mind. The mind thinks, but you simply observe. Let the mind chatter. It is a radio in the background. You are focused on the road. Eventually, because you are not paying attention to it, the radio volume goes down. It becomes a whisper. And then, in deep moments, it becomes silent. That silence is the destination. But don't be greedy for the silence. If you say, "I must have silence now," you have created noise. The desire for silence is noise. Relax into the noise, accept the noise. How interesting, so much noise inside me. In that acceptance, the transformation happens. Life is a vast cosmic Leela. Leela means play. It is a beautiful Sanskrit word. It means God is not working, God is playing. The creation of the world was not a job, it was a dance. God danced and the stars were born. God sang and the birds appeared. You are a note in God's song. Don't try to be a separate solo. Harmonize. To harmonize means to surrender your ego. The ego is the dissonance. The ego is the off-key note. "I want to do it my way." Frank Sinatra sang, "I did it my way." That is the anthem of the ego. The anthem of the soul is, "I did it thy way." Or better yet, it was done through me. I was just the flute. The breath was yours. When you live like this, the pressure disappears. Play becomes pressure only when you think you are the doer. I have to succeed. I have to win. If you are just the flute, you don't worry about the song. If the song is sad, you play it. If the song is happy, you play it. The responsibility is with the musician, not the instrument. Make God responsible. Say, "Okay, God, you put me here. You play me. If I make a mess, it's your mess." This is the ultimate trust. And strangely, when you hand over the responsibility, you stop making messes. You become graceful because the tension is gone. You are loose. Athletes know this. When a runner is tense, he is slow. When he is in the zone, he is relaxed. He is flowing. Be in the zone of life. The game turns into duty. This is the tragedy. You have turned your marriage into a duty, your job into a duty, your children into a duty. I must raise them well. No, enjoy them. If you enjoy them, they will grow well. If you are dutiful, they will feel like a burden. And no child wants to be a burden. A child wants to be a delight. Look at your child with delight. That is the best nourishment you can give, better than vitamins. The look of delight in the parent's eyes gives the child a soul. It tells him, "I am welcome here. This universe is a friendly place." But if you look at him with worry, "Did you do your homework? Did you brush your teeth?" He feels he is in an army camp and he will rebel, or worse, he will obey and become a robot like you, break the cycle. To return to your essence, you must remember again the innocence of childhood. But this second childhood is different. The first childhood was unconscious innocence. You were happy, but you didn't know why. The second childhood, enlightenment, is conscious innocence. You know the darkness of the world, you know the pain, and yet you choose to play. You choose to trust. That trust is made of steel. The first trust was made of glass. It was easily broken. This new trust has been through the fire. It cannot be broken. Every setback becomes a setup. Look at your life history, the times you thought were the worst, the divorce, the firing, the illness. Look back now. Didn't they lead you here? Didn't they force you to grow? Without that divorce, you would not be this independent. Without that illness, you would not appreciate your health. So, why did you cry then? You cried because you didn't see the whole picture. You were looking at the puzzle piece, not the puzzle. Now, you are wiser. When the next setback comes, and it will come, don't cry, or cry, but with one eye open, winking at existence. Okay, I see what you are doing. You are shaking me up again. Good. Every detour is a disguised shortcut. Trust the detour. Sometimes the GPS of the universe takes you on a strange road. Why are we going this way? It's a dirt road. Maybe there is an accident on the highway. Maybe there is a beautiful view on the dirt road. Don't argue with the cosmic GPS. The cosmos is not in a hurry. Only you are. You are in a hurry because you think death is the end. We come back to death. It is always the shadow behind the fear. If you know you are eternal, you can walk slowly. You can enjoy the flowers by the side of the road. There is no deadline. The word deadline is very ugly. Deadline. Make it a lifeline. Live in the circle, not the line. The line goes from A to B, from birth to death. The circle goes round and round. Seasons, breath, planets, be circular. Dance in circles. The Sufis whirl in circles. Why? Because the center remains still while the periphery moves. You are the space, the silent watcher. Be the center of the cyclone. The world is a cyclone. Turmoil, politics, wars. Don't try to stop the cyclone. You cannot. But you can find the center. In the center, it is absolutely quiet. Find that spot inside you. It is usually located just below the navel, the hara. Focus there. When you are afraid, put your attention in your belly. Take deep breaths into your belly. The fear is in the head. The courage is in the belly. Move from the head to the belly. The head asks questions. The belly lives answers. Have you ever seen a philosopher laughing? It is a very rare sight. His laugh is dry. It comes from the throat. Have you seen a Buddha laughing? His laugh comes from the belly. His whole body shakes. Be a belly laugher. Laugh at the absurdity of it all. The joke is that you are God pretending to be a beggar. You have the key to the kingdom in your pocket, and you are asking for loose change. Discover the key. The key is awareness. When this realization dawns, it is like slipping out of tight chains. Click. The lock opens, and you realize the door was never locked. You are holding it shut from the inside. Push the door open. Step out into the sun. The game is secretly stacked in your favor. The universe wants you to win because you are the universe. Why would the universe want to defeat itself? It is cheering for you. Every sunrise is a cheer. Every bird song is applause. Receive it. You are worthy. The tragedy is that we believe we are the roles, and the roles are often unworthy. I am a sinner. I am a failure. Drop the role. The being underneath is pure gold. You cannot stain your consciousness. You can commit a murder, you can steal, you can lie. These are actions. They leave a residue on the mind, yes, but the consciousness, it remains pure, just like a mirror. A mirror reflects a pile of dung. Is the mirror dirty? No. A mirror reflects a beautiful rose. Is the mirror improved? No. The mirror is just a witness. You begin to recognize it as a mirror. Be the mirror. Reflect the world, but don't hold on to it. When the guest leaves, the mirror is empty again. This emptiness is your freedom, is your. If you are full of memories, you are not a mirror, you are a photograph. A photograph is dead. It has captured one moment and frozen it. Don't be a photograph, be a mirror, fresh, every moment fresh. The ability to act without becoming the actor. This is the mirror-like quality. Act totally, cry totally, laugh totally, and then silence, zero, back to the source. This oscillation between total action and total silence is the rhythm of the awakened life. Action, silence, sound, silence, day, night. Enjoy both, don't choose. Choiceless awareness, that is the key. If you choose silence and reject action, you become a monk escaping to the caves. You are half alive. If you choose action and reject silence, you become a neurotic businessman. You are half alive. Be Zorba the Buddha. Zorba loves to dance, eat, drink, make love. He is the earth. Buddha sits silently, watches, knows. He is the sky. Be both. Let the sky kiss the earth. Let your meditation flow into your marketplace. Let your silence dance in your daily life. This is the new man. The old religions divided. They said the body is bad, the soul is good. I say the body is the temple of the soul. Celebrate the body. The body moves. The mind thinks. Honor the movement. Be an athlete of the inner world and the outer world. And as you navigate this game, remember the other players. All are part of the same consciousness, discovering itself through 1,000 faces. When you look at another, look deep. Look past the personality. Look past the defense mechanisms. See the frightened child inside. See the longing for love and address that. Speak to the soul, not the ego. If you speak to the ego, there is war. If you speak to the soul, there is communion. Namaste. It means the God in me greets the God in you. Make every interaction a namaste, even with the grocery clerk, even with the bus driver, especially with them. They are disguised gods. If you treat everyone like a god, they start behaving like gods. You create the reality you project. If you treat them like enemies, they become enemies. Life works exactly this way. The monster was just another expression of you. Transform the monsters into angels by your gaze. Your gaze has power. The gaze of love is the true magic wand. Are you ready to use your magic wand, or are you going to keep it in the drawer and complain about the dark? Turn on the light. You are the light of the world. Don't be humble about this. False humility is just the ego in a cheap suit. Oh, I am nobody. That is also an ego trip, admit it. I am the universe. It is a big responsibility, but it is a glorious one. Stand tall. You become unshakable. Not rigid like a stone, but rooted like a great tree. The branches move in the wind, but the roots are deep in the earth. Let your playfulness be the leaves rustling in the breeze. Let your awareness be the roots drinking from the deep silence. We are approaching the finale of this transmission. One final part remains to seal this understanding into your heart. But before we go there, sit with this for a moment. Suffering is optional. It is a choice. Right now, in this second, you can choose to drop the burden. You can choose to smile, just a small smile, the smile of the Buddha. It starts on the lips, but it spreads to the eyes, to the heart, to the belly. let that smile be your shield. Let that smile be your sword. And if you want to arm yourself further with these tools of joy, check the description for the ebooks. They are the manual for the game that you lost when you were born. Reclaim your manual. Reclaim your power. The game is on. The dice are rolling. There are no real mistakes, only experiments. So throw the dice. Don't be afraid of rolling a 1. Even a 1 is a movement. Move. Life is movement, flux. The beauty lies in the movement itself. Get ready for the final crescendo. The ultimate secret is waiting. The secret of how to disappear completely and yet be more present than ever. The secret of the empty flute. The secret of the empty flute is the secret of all creativity, all love, all divinity. As long as you are full of yourself, you are a solid block of wood. You may be expensive wood, mahogany, teak, gold-plated, but you cannot sing. If the wind tries to blow through you, it is blocked. You are just an obstacle to the wind. But the bamboo is wise. It has emptied its insides. It has removed the pulp of the ego. It has removed the knots of conditioning. It is just a hollow space. And because it is hollow, when the divine breath comes, it turns into music. The bamboo does not say, I am playing this song. The bamboo knows, I am just the passage. The song belongs to the wind. Be a bamboo. This is the ultimate surrender. You are afraid to be empty because you think emptiness means death. You think emptiness means you are nothing. Precisely. To be nothing is to be everything. When you are something, you are limited. You are defined. You are confined. When you are nothing, you are infinite. You are the sky. You are the space in which the entire play appears. Be that space. Empty yourself of your opinions. Empty yourself of your knowledge. Knowledge is the dust that covers the mirror. Wisdom is the clean mirror. Knowledge is borrowed. Wisdom is yours. Knowledge is heavy. Wisdom is weightless. Throw away your knowledge. Become innocent again. To return to your essence, you must remember again the innocence of childhood. The child knows nothing, yet he understands everything. He understands the language of the birds. He understands the language of the silence. You know the encyclopedia, but you have forgotten the language of the birds. You are poor, the child is rich. Reclaim your richness, and the way to reclaim it is to disappear. Disappear as an ego, appear as a presence. When you walk into a room, don't walk in as Mr. So-and-so, the director. Walk in as a breeze. People will feel a coolness. They will feel a peace. They won't know why. They will simply feel good being near you. You have become a healer without trying to heal. Your very emptiness draws out their poison. This is the mystery. The empty heart attracts the fullness of God. It is a magnetic law. Nature abhors a vacuum. If you create a vacuum inside you, a space free of ego, God rushes in to fill it. He has no choice. So if you are not feeling God, don't blame God. Blame your fullness. You are too full of rubbish. Empty the trash can. And how to empty it? By laughter, by dancing, by shaking. One moment a king, the next a magician. We slipped effortlessly from one role to another. Keep slipping, don't get stuck. Stuckness is the only sin. Flow is the only virtue. Life is not a destination, it is a dance. In a dance, you don't stand still, you move, and the dance has a rhythm, it has a climax. Your life is moving towards a crescendo. Don't be afraid of the end. The end is the highest point of the song. The last note is the most beautiful because it dissolves into silence. Live your life so that your death is a crescendo, not a whimper, but a bang, a joyful bang. Most people die whimpering. Please, a few more days, I haven't lived yet. Don't be in that position. Live so totally now that if death comes this evening, you can say, welcome, I am ready. I have squeezed the juice out of this day. I have no regrets. The only place where life truly exists is this very moment. If you have lived this moment totally, you have lived eternity. You don't need more time. You need deep time, vertical time. The mind lives in horizontal time, past to future. The soul lives in vertical time, depth to height, dive deep, fly high. Forget the horizontal line. The horizontal line is the rat race. We rush through childhood to become successful. Stop rushing horizontally, drop vertically, into the here, into the now. The now is the real game point of existence. This is where the action is. This is where the magic is. Suddenly colors look more vibrant, your very being more spacious. This spaciousness is your home. You have been looking for a home in brick and mortar, but earthquakes can destroy brick, fire can destroy wood. Build your home in the spaciousness of awareness. No fire can burn it. The real you is not the mask. The mask can burn. The face remains. Behind the personality, there is a silent watcher. Become more and more acquainted with this watcher. Make him your best friend. When you are eating, watch the eating. When you are walking, watch the walking. When you are making love, watch the energy. Slowly, slowly, the watcher becomes stronger than the doer, and one day a flip happens. The doer disappears, only the watching remains, and in that watching there is such bliss, such benediction. You are not doing anything, yet everything is happening. The grass grows by itself. You realize you are not the mover, you are the moved. You are being lived by existence. This is the ultimate relaxation. A great relaxation descends upon you. You stop trembling, you stop performing. You just are, and being is enough. Being is more than enough. Being is the kingdom. So, my beloveds, the game is simple, but because it is simple, the complex mind misses it. The mind wants a difficult game. It wants rules, regulations, commandments, rituals. I give you no commandments. I give you only one insight. Be playful. Life is a play. It is here to be enjoyed. If you are not enjoying it, you are missing the point. God is not serious. Look at a dolphin jumping in the sea. Is he serious? Is he working? No, he is playing. Look at the clouds drifting. Are they serious? Only man is serious, and man is the only animal that goes insane. Have you ever seen a crazy tree? Have you ever seen a neurotic bird? No. They are sane because they are playful. Sanity is playfulness. Madness is seriousness. Choose sanity. Choose the carnival. The universe is not a courtroom but a carnival. Put on your funny hat, paint your face, blow your trumpet, join the parade. Don't stand on the sidewalk judging the parade. Oh, they are too loud, they are too wild. Jump in, lose yourself in the celebration. Delight arises because you are finally present enough to feel the pulse of existence. Feel that pulse. It is beating in your wrist right now. Thump, 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 thump. That is the drum of God. Dance to it, and remember, you are never alone. We are all actors in the same game. We are like countless windows in the same vast house. Wave to the other windows, smile at them. We are neighbors in the divine neighborhood. Why all this fighting? Why all this war? It is just a misunderstanding among neighbors. Wake up and the war ends. Compassion arises naturally. When you see that the other is just you in a different costume, how can you hurt them? To hurt another is to hurt yourself. To love another is to love yourself. Everyone is you and you are everyone. This is the ultimate truth of non-duality. Advaita, not two, one. But don't make it a dry philosophy. Make it a juicy experience. Hug a tree and feel that you are the tree. Look into the eyes of a dog and feel the dogness. Look into the eyes of your lover and disappear into them. Merge, melt. The tragic misunderstanding is the belief that the small identity is who you truly are. Melting is the cure for the small identity. Melt like an ice cube in the ocean. The ice cube disappears, but it becomes the ocean. Is that death? No, that is life abundant. The ice cube was small, hard, cold. The ocean is vast, warm, infinite. Become the ocean. Dance, sing, play, explore. These are your 4 commandments. Dance until the dancer disappears. Sing until the singer disappears. Play until the ego disappears. Explore until the fear disappears. And let the eternal now carry you endlessly, beautifully home. Home is here, home is now. You never left, you just fell asleep and dreamt of a foreign land. Wake up, good morning. As we close this circle of energy, I have a few final requests for you, my fellow players. This game we are playing, this transmission of truth, requires energy to sustain. If these words have struck a chord in your heart, if they have loosened a knot in your soul, express your gratitude. Gratitude is not for me, I do not need it. Gratitude is for you. It opens your heart. Click the like button, not as a mechanical act, but as a digital bow, a namaste. Leave a comment, share your realization. When you write it down, it becomes clearer. Declare to the universe, I am ready to play. Share this video with someone who is suffering from the disease of seriousness. Be a doctor of the soul for your friends. Send them this prescription. And for those who want to go deeper, who want to commit to this path of joyous awakening, the join button is there. It is an invitation to the inner circle. It is a way to say, I am with you on this journey. The super thanks is a beautiful way to practice the art of flow, of giving, of circulation. And do not forget the maps. The mind is tricky. It forgets easily. You need reminders. My ebooks in the description are designed to be your pocket companions. When the world gets too heavy, open a page, read a line, and snap back into the lightness of being. Life is not a problem to solve, it is a mystery to delight in. Go, delight in the mystery, love the mystery, be the mystery. The game is yours, the stage is set, the lights are on, the curtain is risen. Don't stand in the wings. Step center stage and play your heart out.